Okay, it says that we are live, and I believe that we are live. I'm just gonna quickly tweet that we're live, just to get this up here. Welcome back to Star Wars in a Galaxy, watching all the Star Wars we can get our hand on. I'm Eli. Jacob, unfortunately, is not going to be here today. He has some other things to deal with, but he will be back for the next episode of Star Wars in a Galaxy. He's super excited to be coming back. I have 5 guests here today. Yeah, you heard me, 5, who are going to debate with me in this bracket stream some of the best scenes of the Star Wars movies, the original 11 Star Wars movies, not the Clone Wars, unfortunately, although I'm sure we'd love to see Stinky on there. We wouldn't. I wouldn't, at least. I don't know. I'm not going to judge anybody else's thoughts about Rada, but let's cut to the chase and let's see who we got here. Panelist number 1, making his, I want to say 5th, I don't know, 6th, 327th appearance on Star Wars in a Galaxy. We got, from a larger view of the Force, we have Davor. What's going on?
Hello. Things are going good. Thanks for having me on for this.
I'm really excited to have you on. I'm really excited to get your views on these scenes. I'm looking at your scenes right now. There is a scene that you have that I'm a really big fan of, and when you grabbed it, I'm like, I should have grabbed it. But I didn't, but it's fine. I'm sure you'll do a great job at defending that. Next, we got from Project Stardust. We've had them on the show twice now, including a 2.5-hour behemoth of an episode about Umbara, but I'm excited to hear their thoughts about the live-action Star Wars, and that is Nessa.
Hi, I'm so excited to be here. And I promise I won't talk your ear off for 2 hours about clones this time.
Explain to me one of your scenes in there, but anyway, let's get on. I think we'll hear a bit of talking about clones, but I don't blame you. It's your thing, you know. Look, Ochi is not in any one of these scenes, and for that, everybody on the stream should be grateful. So, from Octo Radio, the host of Octo Radio, and the host of a Rewatch Between Rewatches now. He has that new great show with Nikki Kumar. We've had him twice on the show so far, and that is Mr. Alden Diaz.
My friend, how are you? Thank you for having me. This is the part where we pretend that we weren't talking off air before this. Act like I just got here.
No. What off air? What do you mean? What do you mean off air? There was no off air.
No, I'm excited to be here. I've always had a great time in a Galaxy talking Clone Wars way back, talking about Rush Clovis, I believe we did, and then talking about the theme between themes and analyzing some of that stuff with Tori. So this is a competition though, so the friendship ends.
Yeah.
Here.
I should probably note to everybody that we're having all new people from the last 2 Clone Wars and Rebel streams, mostly because I was getting tired of Andrew winning it all. No, that's not the reason. That's not the reason. He was an Agent of Chaos. I love them all very much. I loved having all of them on. I want some new people on. Speaking of new people that I want to have on, let's bring in the other 2. We have from the Galactic Podcast. She's been on the show once before in August, and that is Lauren Roma.
Eli, what's going on, friend? How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm very excited when these intros are over so we can get into this and I can take a drink.
It's going to be a lot of fun.
No offense. I love introducing y'all, but
our friendships are all on the line. We will not be speaking to any of us to each other after this. So
coming for blood.
Coming for blood. Yep. Yes.
I'm already telling this is going to be hungry, and people are going to be hungry here. And let's introduce our final guest. She is the host of Afra's Artifacts on YouTube. She runs a Star Wars blog, and she is the 2-time Dragon Con Star Wars trivia contest winner, as well as a usual suspect in the movie Trivia Showdown Star Wars Division, and that is Marie Wilson.
Hey! Excited to be here. Good.
Okay, let's do this. am excited. So, here's how it goes for everybody who does not know the rules of these bracket streams. So, each contestant is going to get 30 seconds to defend their scene. We have a bracket of the 32 best. I mean, it's subjective. We decided the best. So, already there's been some narrowing down. We have the 32 best Star Wars scenes, in our opinions, and we're going to narrow it down all the way to one at the end. Everybody has mostly the same number of scenes to defend, and I think we should just get to it. Okay, here we go. First matchup we have right here is Go My Son at the end of Return of the Jedi versus Anakin couldn't save his mother in the middle of Attack of the Clones. And just so I can take a drink, I hope you don't mind, Marie, if I ask you to go first for this one.
Okay.
Okay, 30 seconds to defend the death of Shmi Skywalker. 3, 2, 1, go.
The score. The score is super sneaky. It's subtly creepy. And then Shmi dies. And then the score becomes epically intense and scary and corresponds so well to the look of pure, cold anger on Anakin's face. And personally, I think the acting is incredible from both of them. You can feel Shmi's love for her son and Anakin's pain and seeing his mother hurt. And then you see the makings of Darth Vader. Oh, dang.
Okay. 30 seconds really passes by quickly.
Oh,
Yes,
this
it does.
This is going to be frustrating. I can already feel it. This is going to be pain.
Alden's already calling red flags and throwing up stuff.
Yeah, we're gonna deal with this. Okay, here we go. So for Go My Son, we get to see Anakin Skywalker for the first time ever when this movie came out in chronologically order. We get to see the good deed that Luke did by redeeming his father. It's the culmination of the entire original trilogy. He gets to tell Luke that he was right about him, that Luke was right about him being a good person and him being the Jedi that he knew him to be. And he showed an act of love for his daughter in one of the only moments he thought about her as his daughter. Okay. So here's how this is going to work. We're going to have the 4 rest of you vote. If there's a tie, we're going to go to the chat. If there's a tie in the chat, I'm going to flip a coin. So don't take too long, please, to elaborate
hold
on why you're choosing something. But
Eli, can I make a humble suggestion?
yeah.
I have over here to my right a bag of Watto Chance cubes. Should we
Yes, do it.
roll
Yes,
the chance
yes.
cubes? And
Yes.
I'll point the camera down in the
Red
event.
deploy, blue his mother.
I'll grab
I'm
those.
just gonna be doing this every time it's me. Like when I'm
Oh my god, this is great.
Not
I
a
love this.
Southlander, but you won't win the race.
Oh my god, he came prepared, and I respect that. I respect that a lot.
They are.
But
Chance
Ayo,
cubes.
look at
that's
that.
great. Oh, I love that so
Fantastic,
much.
Fantastic.
Only problem is if it lands on purple.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyway, so anybody want to put forward their vote first? And of course, Murray and I can't vote. So
Whew, tough call.
It is very tough. Again, we're starting hot here, and the
Yeah.
entire bracket is very, very contentious. Very strong choices. I'm going to by the skin of its teeth, I'm going to give the vote to the Shmi Skywalker death, because I really feel like that is the birth of Darth Vader in a lot of ways. Like, I feel like that is the death knell in the prequel trilogy, and I think that that is the moment where no amount of love from any of those Jedi or even Padme could have healed that. So yeah, that's where I'm going.
I will also put a vote for Shmi, and very much what Alden is saying. It's the birth of Vader and the downfall of Anakin Skywalker, and it's the beginning of who we see become Vader. I mean, it's a great scene. It's a great scene.
I'm
also
gonna go
vote
with
for it. I mean, all those same reasons.
all right. I will. Well, my vote no longer matters.
We want to
But,
hear it. We want to hear it.
I love democracy. I love the republic.
I'm gonna vote. I'm gonna cast my vote. My now lone vote for the Return of the Jedi scene. It's like all the lines there. Like, I've got to save you. You already have. You were right about me. Like, oh, it gets me every time.
It's a perfect scene. I mean, you can't
Yeah.
go wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I gotta say, I'm a little surprised. I thought there were a bunch of scenes I'm like, oh, I'm worried this is not going to make it past round 1. I'm like, this one I think is the most likely one to make it past round 1.
Mm-hmm.
But apparently, oh, how the mighty have fallen. It goes on. Anakin couldn't save his mother goes on to the next round. Next, we have 2 other incredible scenes from the beginning of Star Wars Episode 9, The Rise of Skywalker. Kylo Ren meets Palpatine on the planet of Exegol. And then from the end of Rogue One, Jyn Erso's speech to the Rebel Council about what they should do regarding this super weapon that is called the Death Star. And that is Marie again and Davor. So just by the order I have things listed here. Actually, wait. Yeah. Marie, do you want to go first or you want Davor to go first?
Oh, okay. Let me make sure, because I wrote so much and I need to make sure that I say the best parts. Okay, I can do this.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay, the performance of the Jyn speech itself is truly stellar. It pulls you in and pumps you up and readies you for the feeling of the rest of the movie, gives us a window into the real rebellion, the nitty-gritty and complex realities of fighting back against an entire empire. And it introduces us to Radis, the best Mon Calamari admiral there is, and Bail Organa gets screen time, and it's just okay.
It's just
I should
okay.
really
No.
I should really change that. I want to, like, if I had more time right now, I'd change that to be like some sort of Star Wars sound for that ringtone. But actually, wait, there's. Okay, that's what I'm changing it to. Anyway, okay, Davor, are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, 3, 2, 1.
All right. One word. Exegol. This is our introduction to the planet, and it is so cool. You've got the temple on the top, and then all of the ruins underneath. You have the massive statues that have this great way of shrinking our characters. Like we see Kylo walking through, and he just looks so tiny. And you've got the foreboding lightning, and then we get to see all of the Sith cultists working there, and the Snoke tanks and all that. It's just a fantastic, excellent environment. One of my favorite planet in the sequel trilogy, and yeah, it just sets up.
So apparently that thing change didn't work. So there we go. And so I said it this time, so it'll actually be the different sound. Okay, what does everybody think about this one? I can go first if people want more time to think about this.
Kick us off, Eli. Give us your thoughts.
I'll just say this. Long have I waited to cast my vote for Kylo meets Palpatine on Exegol. Because I love this scene. There was a certain moment when I saw this in the theater when Palpatine tells Kylo, he's like, I'm behind everything. And I'm like, of course you are. Of course you're behind everything. You're always behind everything. There was this moment of inevitability that hit me in the theater. So yeah, Kylo meets Palpatine.
I'll go with Jyn Erso. And here's the reason why. Without Jyn's speech, nothing happens after that. They don't go get the Death Star plans. Luke doesn't do what he does. Everything falls apart. So without Jyn bringing up hope and telling people that we have to, and that rebellions are built on hope, nothing happens. Nothing happens. So I will vote Jyn Erso's speech.
Okay. Nessa, did you want to go or do you want me to go?
You basically took exactly what I was going to say. Jyn Erso's speech in and of itself is hope. And it's the reason I love her speech so much is because it doesn't just apply to Rogue One. Like, that is a speech that echoes throughout the entire galaxy and throughout the entire story that's told. So that's where my vote goes.
And we find ourselves at our first little impasse here because I am going to vote for Kylo and Sheev on Exegol. I think that it is every Star Wars movie does the George thing of taking a classic film genre and reinterpreting it. We see that throughout all of them. Attack of the Clones has noir, Rogue One has war, Solo has Western and heist. This is Hammer goth horror. This is the first time that it really delved into that vampiric sort of feel, and I think that these two characters meeting, first of all, it's two of the finest actors in all the saga getting to just chew it up together for a couple minutes, and it's the beginning of the apotheosis of the battle of this family, of the I refuse to die and you, a young person, will pay for it.
Well said. Well said.
By the way, underrated line before Alden rolls the chance cube. I gotta say, I've killed Snoke and I'll kill you. I have died before.
I love that line.
I also love the way he says the word girl, because it's more like gall. He's like, kill the girl. It's like so deep in his throat that it's terrifying.
I like when he says
okay.
Ahsoka Tano in Rebels. That's one of my favorites.
Ahsoka.
Yeah.
It's almost like he cannot fit the name through his mouth.
No, exactly.
Red the boy, Lou his mother.
Okay.
All right, here we go.
So, let me try to get this point right. All right, here we are on the chance cubes. So, which color represents which? Should we do blue for Exegol just so it's on the nose?
Yeah, there you go.
Blue for Exegol,
Right.
red his mother, red for Jinsky.
We have a perfect tie. Let's go again.
Just
Go
roll
again
one
until
of
there's
them.
a
Why don't you
three.
just okay?
All right, I'll get rid of one of them. Oh, just
No,
roll
I
one
was
of
saying
them?
just I was saying just roll one
Just
of
do
them.
a Watto style? Okay.
Yeah.
Watto style.
It's blue.
Blue.
No.
Oh,
Exegol.
Exegol moves on. Wow, by the skin of its teeth, Exegol
Yeah.
moves on. Wow.
Two tough choices, man.
Yeah.
Now-
Two tough choices.
Mhm.
And of course, okay, there we go. Now it's moving on. So it will face Anakin couldn't save his mother in the next round. Now we have just the way the random stuff worked out, because I randomized all these. 2 straight battles between myself and Alden Diaz. So this is gonna be so first we have 2 Han Solo quotes. Number 1 is "Hey kid" from the middle of The Rise of Skywalker. And the second one is "This is no cave" from The Empire Strikes Back. Alden will be doing "Hey kid" and I will be doing "This is no cave." So Alden, you want to go first for this one?
Sure. All right.
Go.
Now, the thing about Han and Rise of Skywalker is, of course, it represents the Star Wars spirit of creating on the fly and of building out a necessity. Of course, there's an alternate universe where we didn't lose our beloved Carrie, where maybe this played differently. This represents ingenuity. You have to work with what you have. They bring Harrison back for one of the finest acted moments in the entire saga on both ends. Adam Driver delivering an Oscar caliber performance on that Death Star wreckage. And it represents the fact that this 3-act play for Ben Solo ends here.
Well done.
Okay,
Well done.
I'm wondering. I understand I'm facing an uphill battle on this one, but like it's fine. Okay.
Hey man, big worms are in right now with Dune.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, so I've gone through a little bit of an arc with that space slug. I used to hate that thing, and now I just kind of love it. Okay, let's go. The sense of adventure that we get in The Empire Strikes Back is thrilling. They've just braved an asteroid field. Now they have to hide out in what they think is this cave. And it's this very ingenious setup because you see the Millennium Falcon fall down into this hole. It's not even one of those things where Star Wars tells you the plot before it happens. You figure out the plot as the characters figure it out. And it's the spirit of adventure. It's like an iconic shot, the Falcon flying out of the teeth of the space slug. Yeah, that goes fast. Okay.
It does go fast.
So what do we think? Are we gonna get a decisive winner, or are we gonna have to go back to Watto's junkyard?
I'll go with Han Solo. I mean, as Alden said, I couldn't have said it better. It's peak acting. It's a peak moment for Ben Solo's character. You get Harrison Ford to come back. It's everything. It really is. It's a great scene.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with the "Hey Kid" scene as well.
Mm-hmm.
It's just so powerful.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Hey Kid also. I just like, Ben kind of taking that second chance to like make the right call that he didn't do in Force Awakens. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna go for the space worm, but I'm not gonna lie, Alden, you talked me over to the Hey Kid scene. Like it really
Okay.
is just it's so well.
If I had
done.
to be completely honest, I would actually vote for Hey Kid over This Is No Cave. I love This Is No Cave. It's a great scene.
No,
It's an
Hey Kid.
awesome scene. I love it. But there was this time on one of the first streams when I did, what was it? It was Sphere of Influence versus Shattered were the two episodes from the Clone Wars. And I was arguing for Sphere of Influence against Shattered, the episode of the Clone Wars where, Order 66 happens. I love Sphere of Influence. No matter how good it is, it's not getting past Order 66. That's the same thing with this. I love This Is No Cave. No matter how good it is, it's not getting past the Hey Kid scene in Rise of Skywalker. I think it's beautiful. So we now have another Alden Diaz versus myself, Rise of Skywalker versus Empire, but we're now switched. I'm arguing for Rise of Skywalker, and he's arguing for Empire. I'm arguing for Rey Skywalker, and he is arguing for the Dark Side Cave on Dagobah. Yeah, so don't tempt either of us on this one because I know we both talked.
You muted yourself.
Oh, you muted yourself, Eli.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wait, nope, that's actually no. Wait. Shoot. So I'm actually out of a different microphone now. Let's see. Oh, now it's okay. When you move my microphone 1 inch, it will completely collapse on me. Okay, anyway. Alden, you want to go first on this one, or you want me to start on this one?
I will defer to the gracious host.
I gotta get my mind in place for this one because this one means a lot. Okay. This is what the entire trilogy has been building to. Rey's tried to find her place in the galaxy. She tells Luke that at the beginning of The Last Jedi. She needs to find her place in all this. And her place is carrying on the legacy of her masters and her family, the family she wants to become, the family she gets to be a part of, the family that the new generation of Star Wars fans gets to join now because their character, their hero, gets to join the ranks of all the heroes that have come before her.
Not bad,
Okay.
Eli.
All right.
Thank you. Okay, here we go. 3, 2, 1.
The Dark Side Cave on Dagobah is in essence the fabric of Star Wars in a lot of ways. I mean, it is the whole idea that you don't need your weapons, the idea that what you confront is what you will take with you, the idea that you have to confront your demons every day and that it's an ongoing struggle. These are lessons that I wish fans took into their analysis of Star Wars, that I wish fans took into their lives, that I take into my life. What you bring into the situation is just as important as the mystical forces and the enemies that you're going to be facing. And this is the heart of a hero. Luke doing this. Oh, good. All right. Okay.
Oof, tough call. I gotta say, Alden, you convinced me to go with Dagobah. It is a very iconic scene, not just for Luke, but for the entire trilogy moving forward. It's a very, very deep and mystical kind of scene, more lore. I love it. I'll go with Dagobah.
And I will definitely go with Rey Skywalker. I wasn't a huge fan of Rey until Rise of Skywalker, and the whole fact that she denied her heritage and took her found family as hers. I love that. I think it shows so much character.
I'm gonna go with Dagobah. That scene has always been kind of important to me. Like when I think of the original trilogy, that's one of those scenes that's like always at the forefront of my mind. And it's such a defining moment for Luke. I absolutely love that scene.
This is a tough one because I thought I knew what I was going to do going in. I'm going to say, Alden, you won me over. I'm going to go Dark Side Cave.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Give me a second. I just need the sad violin music. Okay. I was honestly, so I got to say something. Upon formation of this bracket, I saw this matchup. I'm like, this is not going to go my way, is it? I'm going to redo this. And then I'm like,
I
no,
thought it was one of the tougher ones. I got to be honest.
One,
and
yeah.
had I not been in it, there's a very real chance that I would have gone for
Yeah. But I think we're going to have to figure out something because Alden is now arguing against himself, which I don't think we can do. So this happened before where I won 2 close battles with myself, and then I was arguing with myself, and we handed it off to somebody else. But we'll figure it out.
Alden's sitting there like challenge accepted.
Bring it on.
Let me call George Lucas and see if he's able to jump in for a second.
I can already wait. I can already tell you what George is going to say. He's going to say it's like poetry, you know, it rhymes. Anyway, we have. I'm back again. I have a lot of them in the first half, and then I fall off in the second half of the bracket. I'm up against Davor with Luke and Yoda in The Last Jedi, and the tragedy of Darth Plagueis the Wise.
Oh God!
Have you ever heard? Davor, you want to go first? You want me to go first?
I will also defer.
Okay, here we go. Wait, I'm not ready for this. Okay, here we go. So many prequel fans on the internet can quote this entire scene by memory. It is what happens when you get too much power. All who gain power are afraid to lose it. It is Ian McDiarmid's one of Ian McDiarmid's best performances in the entire saga. He really goes into his dark side animal without being advertently a villain yet. And he just enthralls Anakin with this tale of cheating death. And it gives us the iconic, it's ironic.
All right.
Okay, 3, 2, 1.
Okay. A lot of people get the moral of The Last Jedi wrong, both critics and also some fans. The moral of The Last Jedi is not let the past die. The moral is not screw the Jedi. The moral of The Last Jedi starts being told here in this scene. It is the greatest teacher failure is. It is running through Luke's story. It is running through Poe's story. It is running through Rey's story. That notion of learning from your mistakes rather than becoming defined and walled up is started here at this moment and then is developed over the course of the rest of the third of the movie.
Boom. Oh.
This is a
hard.
really hard one. I'm glad I'm not voting.
This is really hard.
Yeah.
This is tough.
This is like 2 of the, there's a handful of scenes in Star Wars that are the theme statements, and these are 2 of them in a lot of ways.
Yeah, they're definitive. They're both definitive scenes. I'll go with Last Jedi because I think it meant so much. I think for Luke to hear it from Yoda, to learn that final lesson from the guy that he learned in The Empire Strikes Back. I just think that scene is so good. It's so well acted. It's just beautiful. It's very symbolic for many things. It's just really it's that good. I will go with Last Jedi. I'll go with that one.
I think that against a lot of my inner thoughts going into this, I'm gonna go Revenge of the Sith on this one and go for Palpatine, because that is, it's those half truths and those manipulations and those twistings of a lot of things that on paper are not wrong. Those who have power do fear to lose it. And there is a lot of, I think that this scene is the connective tissue between so many through lines. I mean, obviously we see it again in Rise of the, the dark side as a pathway, but we also see it even in that film and how it ties together that entire era. Him saying in this scene, the Jedi are the same thing as us. It's just that we choose to just look at it a little bit differently. Like, we're more honest about our intentions. That is the seed in Anakin's mind that makes him attack Mace Windu, because he sees Mace Windu wanting to kill a man with no due process, and he's like, "Oh, you are the same, or you are worse." This is. I said that Shmi's death was the death knell. This is like the period underline of all of that.
I absolutely agree.
Jedi. Sorry,
I'm going to go with that scene as well. It just, on the opposite side of the coin, it also shows you, it really underscores how far gone Anakin is, and shows you that he's willing to accept whatever he can to get his own goals as well. Like, he wants to save Padme, so he's like, okay, here's my opportunity. And again, this is that underscore period, like you said. This is it. This is that moment where you're like, there's no going back.
Yeah. As much as I greatly appreciate and adore the Plagueis the Wise scene, I think I'm going to have to go with Yoda in The Last Jedi, just because failure is a huge lesson throughout the Star Wars saga. And we're seeing failure be a lesson in the High Republic now. So I think that's a really important aspect.
Before Alden rolls his chance cube of fate, I would like to say this is not going to have any impact on anything. If I was not in this, I would have actually chosen the Last Jedi scene. I actually do really adore that scene. I love Tragedy of Dark Plagueis the Wise. It is it's razor thin, but both scenes are incredible.
Yeah, they're both definitive scenes that I think set the tone for.
They're in they're in the two darkest Star Wars movies, arguably.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think we should say Sith is red. I think that makes sense.
Yeah.
And then Jedi is blue. Yeah, that makes sense. So
Oh,
that's red. I was actually starting to get worried because I'm like, oh, am I going to have any of them going into round two? Okay, we got the first appearance of Nessa here with Order 66 and a return of Davor with the binary sunset. Who wants to go first?
I could do it.
Yeah.
3,
All right.
2, 1, go.
Order 66 is defining on both a micro and a macro scale. When Order 66 happens, it shows you 3 different levels of futility. You get to see that Palpatine's plan has been there the entire time. You get to see the pointlessness of the war to the Republic, and you get to see how pointless the individual development of the clones are, and that their entire self is stripped away in a single word. 66.
With 2 seconds left on the clock, that was pretty good.
Yeah, that was meta.
That was, yeah.
Okay, Davor. Go ahead. 3, 2, 1, go.
All right, so as we know, George was inspired by Joseph Campbell and this idea of monomyth, of sort of taking these stories and themes that kind of transcend cultures and time. And I think this scene, the binary sunset, is the 200 proof distillation of that. I think this is the best that he ever does it anywhere in Star Wars. Every person, I don't care who you are, will have, or is having a Luke looking at the twin suns moment where you're at that kind of turning point in your life and you don't know it. You're one step in front of it. And
yeah. So I gotta say, if any of the 3 of you can go first, or I can go first, because no offense, one of you unfortunately wasn't convincing me anyway on this one.
Eli, you go first then. You go first.
I'm really sorry, Nessa. This is the only one. Binary Sunset is maybe one of my 3 favorite scenes in the entire Star Wars anything. It is such a I can hear the theme now in my mind, and I'm starting to cry. It's It's one of those scenes. Order 66 is fantastic, but this was one where Davor said, "Oh, I want this one." I'm like, "Oh, you really had to take this one."
I'm gonna counter and go Order 66, and it's it's not out of a lack of love for Binary Sunset. I mean, the Binary Sunset music, that composition is my alarm every morning. I wake up to to try to give myself that spark forward. However, I think that Order 66 is a scene that benefits from the shared canon and multimedia Star Wars mythology, where it has been repackaged and delivered to me every time, and it's like getting like sad chocolate cake. Like yes, I want more, but oh god, like every time they're like, "How about another point of view on Order 66?" And I'm like, "Okay."
Right there with you. Yeah.
So yeah, I it's just it is. It take 4, 5, and 6 are the hero's journey. 1 through 6 is a tragedy. This is the tipping point.
I will say, on the merits of Order 66, I remember specifically playing Jedi Fallen Order and seeing the Order 66 sequence in that game. I'm like, and when they started playing the music, I'm like, no, no, don't do this to me.
As a side note that has nothing to do with this debate, that Jaro Tapal and Cal depiction of it might be my favorite.
It's
that all the points of view, that might be my favorite one.
It might be mine, honestly, too. Like it's one of the actually I think because it's hard because the Bad Batch is also really good.
And the Clone Wars and Ahsoka's point of view,
I think
it was the helplessness of playing as a kid that made it feel like, oh God, like I just wanted to get back to him, and you can't, and you're. It was really
like 30 seconds ago, he was giving one of the clones a high five.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, when I high-fived that clone, I was like, "You son of a." You know exactly where it's going.
I remember I was watching somebody playing Fallen Order on YouTube, and they're like, "Oh, the clone was like, oh, we got new orders recently," and the YouTuber was like, "No, don't get those orders, please. Whatever you do not get those orders.
Delete." So yeah, I think we're tied 1 apiece now.
I think so. Yeah, I think it's up to Lauren and Marie here.
Order 66, and it's for everything we were just talking about. It's the Revenge of the Sith point of view and seeing all those Jedi. It's Cal's, it's Ahsoka's, it's Kanan Jarrus's, Caleb Doom's. It's everything, like Alden was saying. It's cry, give me more, I'll take it. Cry even harder, give me another scene, and I'll just in the fetal position, and then still want another scene of.
And we still haven't seen the worst version of it, which is going to be Grogu's.
Oh yeah!
Oh god!
Yeah.
Whenever that is depicted in any medium, that is going to be hell.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So, yeah. Order 66. Order 66. And again, nothing against Binary Suns. It's a staple Star Wars. The song, the melody, the whole scene, Luke. It's gorgeous, but Order 66 is powerful. It's powerful.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with Order 66 for sure.
I gotta say, so speaking of Grogu, I kind of regarded Binary Sunset as my Grogu because I thought it was gonna genuinely do better than most of my scenes. Honestly, I'm like, if anything happens to this baby. But Big Sad wins over, as Connor Takei would say. Big Sad wins over. So Order 66 goes on. We have Nessa again, and I'm back with Nessa's doing "You Were My Brother, Anakin," and I'm doing short negotiations on the Radiant 7 at the very beginning of the Phantom Menace. Do you want to go first, Nessa, or do you want me to go first?
You can go first.
Okay. Wait, what? This isn't Star Wars. Where's our original trilogy? Nope, you're in a new galaxy now. You're in the same galaxy, but it's a new galaxy now. Poison gas, battle droids. You have all of this stuff just slammed into you. But look, there's Obi-Wan, there's Jedi, there's lightsabers, there's blasters. It's this perfect blend of new and old that is what the Phantom Menace at its highest excels at. merging these new and old perspectives of the saga. And come on, who didn't love the high-powered Jedi action and immediately was like, okay, I want the Force now.
All right.
Okay. 3, 2, 1, pain.
You have the beginning of Obi-Wan's story. I have the end of it. This scene is defining loss and grief in the prequel trilogy. This scene shows you exactly the moment where Obi-Wan realizes that everything that he knew, everything he held dear to, everything that he loved was a lie. It's all completely different than the way that he understood it. He's facing an entirely new galaxy, and he's facing it alone. And this, seeing him walk away from Anakin, it's a beautiful, beautiful step.
Should I just move my brother Anakin up because this panel seemingly has a penchant for very sad scenes.
Let me tell you, like on any other day, the Radiant 7. Let me say something special about the Radiant 7 scene. It has probably in all of science fiction and fantasy, not just in Star Wars, in all of sci-fi fantasy, my favorite yelling of the phrase "shields up." That shields up right before it actually explodes. Shields up is so perfect. I remember as a kid being horrified by that.
But I'll just say this with in a reference that none of you except for Davor will get, but when this episode comes out soon, you will get this reference. Antidar Williams, R.I.P. to a real one, man. So
I'm gonna take it that's one of the two pilots.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Marie's like, don't make me smoke you in trivia right now. Like, I will smoke you at this exact moment. I think again, like this is like, I think that the Radiant 17 is one of those key adventure pulp serial moments. Like it's so like that flavor I think can be traced all the way down to Rey, Finn, and Poe on Kylo's Star Destroyer. It could be traced to Star Wars Resistance, thinking of Niku and the B1 battle droid and the B2s, and so it's important, but you cannot not choose Mustafar. And I think that in this Kenobi show, if I see Ewan wake up in a cold sweat, hearing the voices still from that scene, it's got to be revenge on this one.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'll echo what Alden said.
Okay, here we go.
Scene. So it's good. It's great. The acting was great. Ewan McGregor was fantastic. Yeah, you were my brother. 100%.
Yeah, I'm going with Sith too.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
Well, I
Marie,
would
do
have
you wanna
gone. I would have gone for the Phantom Menace scene because it's so much fun. It's so much fun.
Marie's like, I'm here for a good time.
Why are we sad?
Marie and I
Have
are
a
lockstep
good
here.
time.
All of you guys are like, we're gonna pick the most sad and powerful moments here. But Marie and I were like, we're gonna pick the most fun we've ever had in the theaters.
I will say real quick, I said that the best shields up. The best I hate you ever is Hayden's I hate you.
Mm.
Yeah.
It is choking on those words. It is disgusting and so sad.
Yeah. By the way, I really every time I reenact that scene in my head, I always had the hey, can I give this lightsaber to your son when he's old enough?
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever, sure.
I always think about that in A New Hope. It's like, your father wanted you to have this when you were old enough. And I hate you.
He's like, did you say I hate you or please do? I can't. It's hard to tell.
That's
Okay. We have who is this? This is Nessa. No, wait, it's not. I mixed these up. I didn't put this back where it was supposed to be. This is Alden and Marie. Sorry. Okay, there we go.
Oh, I see it.
What if I told you the Senate was under the control of the Dark Lord of the Sith? From Alden, and from Marie, the mining disaster that destroyed Jeddah. Whatever those rebels may want you to think. Who wants to go first on this one?
Up to you, Marie. I leave it in your hands.
Okay, I might as well go first. I can do this. Let's go.
Sure.
Okay, go.
Okay, so we've got We need a statement, not a manifesto. Oh, it's beautiful. There's a problem on the horizon. There's no horizon. Save the rebellion. Save the dream. We stand here amidst my achievement, not yours. There's so many good one-liners in this scene. Like, the dialogue is incredible, and it's visually stunning. And the way the Imperial point of view is interspersed with the Rebel point of view really makes it real. The destruction real.
Oh wait, Eli. Just a short note. I think the Attack of the Clones was mine, at least originally.
Oh shoot! Did I not change this?
Yeah.
Oh,
'cause
I
I have
don't
only,
no, I didn't change it.
yeah, I have only 4 on this bracket.
Oh,
I think that
Sorry.
it might be a situation where Davor and I both submitted it because I know I talked.
yeah, that was what it
Oh,
was. That was what it
maybe.
Yeah,
was.
we both
That's-
submitted
that's
it
what-
as an option.
That's what
But
it
Davor might
was.
have
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Either way,
Yeah.
I mean, whatever works.
Sorry, so sorry about that. Alden.
No, it's all right.
We're
That's
gonna
cool.
have.
Let's bust out the
so-
chance cube. Let's do it.
Oh, are you gonna have like a? You want to do this way?
Yeah.
A chance cube.
Okay,
to see
cool.
Who argues
Chance
for
cube.
it? Okay.
Yeah.
What color do you want?
I will go red.
Red the boy. Louis' mother.
We're good. Okay. Red, Davor,
We're all
blue
fine
is
here.
me.
Thank you. How are you?
Blue.
All right, it's yours.
Blue.
Okay, never mind. Sorry, Davor. Okay.
That's all right.
Okay. Let's see here. But finally,
Three.
these chance cubes coming in handy. I'm so happy. All right.
Yeah. I know you just nabbed a 7th one. Yeah. Okay. 3, 2, 1, go.
The thing about this scene that is so beautiful is that it's the first time that Star Wars decides, why don't we bend the points of view in a way that might make the heroes uncomfortable and therefore the viewers uncomfortable. Dooku is speaking truths in this scene, even if he's too corrupted to act on them in a positive way. He is not wrong. Everything he says is true, and maybe he believes that him and Obi could do it. The spirit of Qui-Gon hangs over these men in this scene. There is truth here and hope for something better, but he is too far gone to act on it.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Here's what's yeah. I'll put my choice in, and then I'm gonna go refill my water very quickly. While all of you guys are discussing, I'll still be able to hear all of you. But I think I'm going to go with what if I told you that the Republic was under the control of a Sith Lord? Attack of the Clones, Dooku and Obi-Wan. Just because it's such a stunning scene. And it's when that movie, in my opinion, really heats up and takes on a new, interesting level.
Ooh, 2 good scenes. I mean, hard choice, but I think I'll go with the Obi-Wan and Dooku conversation. It's very important, and it's very telling that, you know, Dooku gave up this information to Obi-Wan. Obi-Wan didn't want to believe him, you know, but he was, as Alden said, told the truth. He was telling Obi-Wan straight up what was going on, and it was an important discovery and information for Obi-Wan and the council to get. So I'll go with Obi-Wan and Dooku. I'll vote for that.
I'm gonna go for Jeddah. That scene is such a catalyst moment, and it's beautifully done as well. Like, it's a scene that, like, it hurts, but I love to watch it, and it's just so, yeah, it's a catalyst. Like, I'm gonna go with Jeddah.
It's a good choice. It's a good choice.
I will go with the one I would have defended had the chance cube gone my way. I'm gonna go Attack of the Clones because, yeah, I think this, you know, for me, this scene is George giving us the thesis statement of the prequel trilogy. Everything about the Jedi and their inability to see the threat that is in front of them is articulated in this scene. So, yeah.
I gotta say, I've been looking over all of the ones that have gone to round 2. I did not expect such a prequel event. I'm not saying the prequels are bad or anything. I'm just saying there are like 5 prequel scenes that have already gotten to the second round, some playing each other, which I think is interesting. Let's see. Next is the rescue of Princess Leia and the Kessel Run. that which was made in 12 parsecs, of course, if you round down. Nessa is doing the rescue of Princess Leia, and Alden is doing the Kessel Run. Who wants to go first on this one?
I can do it.
Okay, cool. Sounds good.
Go.
So this scene sets the stage for the entire dynamic between the OT trio. You really get to see the unexpected sides of them. Like, you see that Leia is not a damsel in distress. You see that Han is not perfect. You see that Luke is not necessarily a natural warrior, but they have all of these opportunities to be something bigger than they are. Also, the zingers in this scene as well. Like, we're fine. How are you? Somebody has to save our skins. Into the chute, or into the garbage chute, Flyboy. There's so many good moments here.
Okay, and then Alden, go ahead. In 3, 2, 1.
It's not all the time that we get legendary moments and then we're able to see them play out way after the fact. We heard all the hype around this moment, but then we got to see it presented through the context of the love story between Han and Chewie. Kira, you did great. But when Kira gives that pilot chair to Chewie and they team up for the first time, that is sparks fly, kiss, romance perfect. It is everything about this moment. It's Han living up to his legend. It is pure serial, pure adventure, pure fun, pure crowd pleasing.
Yeah, I do specifically remember. I don't know if any of you remember it when in the Kessel Run when Kira gives up the seat to Chewie, there is a flare in the music that play. They go,
Yes.
and like, they're really milking this. Wow.
And that's one of the only I think it's the first time that Chewie had a theme of his own, but I think it's the only time in that movie that it plays. That Powell wanted to give him a theme. Yeah, I mean I said what I had to say. I don't want to cheat, but it's fine.
Yeah. It's fine. We sometimes we do a little after the fact stuff here, and I don't care. I am going with just for the sheer iconicity of it is just the rescue of Princess Leia. Just like it's that whole the boring conversation anyway scene that Nessa referenced is what really gets me on that because it's just such great dialogue.
I'm gonna have to go with the Kessel Run. The moment when Chewie sits down in that chair and the music swells and you're just like, oh my gosh, this is so good. It's because it foreshadows the future, and I'm all about foreshadowing. So
I'm gonna go with the scene that has, for me, the funniest line in Star Wars, and that's the rescue of the princess. Yeah, the whole Han conversation on the intercom is just a delight.
Oh man, am I tiebreaker or wow?
You can make a tie or you can break a tie.
Yeah, this is really two great scenes. I mean, really legendary stuff, but you do have to go with the original trilogy in Leia's rescue. I mean, it's iconic. It's when our three heroes are together. It's Leia showing that she's not a damsel in distress, taking control of the situation. It's Han being Han. It's everything. It's everything, I think, that Star Wars, was and is. It's just all in that scene in one package. It's that good.
So that is that means that the rescue of Princess Leia moves forward. Next, we have the ground battle of Geonosis and the arrival of the clone troopers versus Han and Greedo. That is Nessa and making her debut in the bracket is Lauren, who's going to be having a lot of appearances in the second half. It feels like the randomizer list is okay, Eli's all
to shine is the second.
It's like Eli all in the first half and Lauren all in the second. Okay, here we go. Who wants to go first between Nessa and Lauren?
Ooh, I'll go first. I will. I'll go first.
Okay.
All right.
3, 2, 1, go.
Listen, this is a scene that keeps on giving. It's Han shot first, but wait, no, he didn't. It's adding lines for Greedo, Valarnki, It's a scene, people, that evolves and keeps evolving. How do we not love this scene to death? I mean, it's all right there. It's all right there. It's a gift that keeps on giving for Star Wars fans, and I hope it keeps changing. I hope George keeps changing at this point.
Now I'm just imagining like Greedo just giving an entire Shakespearean soliloquy before he dies. It's not just McClunky anymore. It's like 3 sentences in Hussies or something like that. Okay, Nessa, are you ready for?
I'm ready.
Clone Troopers. 3, 2, 1, go.
Earlier, Marie, you brought up foreshadowing. This scene, this ground battle on Geonosis, I feel is an amazing piece of foreshadowing. We really get to see that, like, this little moment is a scene that reflects the entire war itself. We're going to lose the Jedi. We're going to lose the clones. And I'm sorry, clones? I love clones. And this is our boldest statement for when the clones arrive. Just seeing them come down in the gunships and just pour out onto the battlefield and immediately, like, integrate with the Jedi. It's perfect.
Okay.
Oh,
damn.
Again, another tough one.
Yeah, it's a tough one. Narrowly, I'm saying this narrowly. I love both of them, but narrowly, it's going to go with Han and Greedo. It's just like it, and I think it would have still been that way. But honestly, the thing that pushed it really over the edge is the whole McClunky discourse. All of it, every part of it. I love it all. McClunky.
It's just the fact that like Lauren touched on, like the fact that George, for these 3D releases that never were completed, that we only had one of them,
Right.
made a change, and then this man didn't say anything, and then it was like, it's like he left like one last present under the tree for years later. People were like, "Oh, this is the most recent version George left. Okay, we'll upload that to Disney Plus." And then there was a change. It's the funniest thing. This is hard. Someone else pick.
I was just gonna say very quickly. There's that line. I don't know if any of you remember from Phantom Menace when they're figuring out who destroyed the droid control ship. One of the pilots is like, "We didn't hit it."
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm just imagining that's Disney after everybody asks them why they put McClunky in. We didn't at it.
It's true. Oh, what a funny day that was.
That was a good day.
Honestly though, I think by the slimmest margin, even though I think that Han in the Cantina overall, and then the Greedo portion of that, is the best character introduction possibly ever. I think that for me personally, Attack of the Clones was the first one I saw in theaters. I was 6 years old, and there is no moment, maybe ever, that has made me feel as exhilarated as this party's over. And then seeing all the blades ignite at the same time around the arena leading up to the charge, that is just like, I wish that they could combine that scene with my COVID booster and just inject it straight into my body. Like, that's how good it is.
Antibodies to COVID around the survivors of Program Investigate.
Yeah, exactly.
Love it.
Straight to prequel memes with that one. So yeah, I'm going with Geonosis.
Yeah, that whole from the moment in Attack of the Clones, from the moment that Yoda arrives with the clones to the moment where the senators and Palpatine and his advisors are standing on that balcony and looking out at the Star Destroyers landing and all the clones and the music, the Imperial March, like, oh my God, it's just so freaking good. And I always reference the foreshadowing because it's so incredible. But I will say, Lauren, your argument was fantastic.
Yeah.
It cracked me up.
Absolutely fantastic. But I'm gonna have to go with Geonosis.
And I also want to say, I also want to publicly back up Lauren and endorse more changes for that scene.
Yeah.
I hope
Yep.
it continues to change until my dying day.
Exactly.
On our deathbeds, like, wait, there's an update.
Yeah.
No, what I want in one version, I just want to see this, just to see how the fan base will react. I want Han to get Grief's arms, and then have a blaster in each arm, and then shoot Greedo just to see how everybody reacts to that.
I want a version that's reshot and it's Alden Ehrenreich.
That's
And they just
great.
don't say anything.
Yeah. It's just Alden.
It's just Alden Ehrenreich, just like hi.
Yeah.
Oh my god, this one may be the toughest one up to this point for me. I'm gonna go with the one that has battle droids in it, Geonosis.
That's fair. That's fair.
It's fair.
That's super fair.
Yeah,
But are they voiced by Matthew Wood though?
they're not, regrettably, not voiced by Matthew Wood.
But we have, was it Morrison did the voices, right? For Attack of the Clones? Yeah, he did all those. So
Yeah, for the clones.
we got
Yeah.
we got Tem in there, so that's always a positive.
Yeah, that's something.
This was a tough one, and I knew I had an uphill battle, but it's both are great scenes. But yeah, Geonosis is something that it was us seeing Jedi, not just like one, but multiple in a battle arena. I mean, you can't beat it. It really was.
Yeah, so I think that means Geonosis proceeds, which means, oh wow, another prequel scene. I'm not dissing on prequel scenes, I swear. I just like it's fascinating to me.
It's also one we'll have to shuffle later because I'm also arguing against myself now.
Yeah, we'll figure that out. It's happened before, and it'll happen again if we ever do more of these. So, we have Shmi and Qui-Gon talk about Anakin, in The Phantom Menace, which is Lauren, and
Oh, yeah, that's me.
No, that's
that's Davor.
that's
Whoops, sorry.
Davor.
Okay, I thought I was so. And then Ray's vision, which I think. Wait, I don't want to get that wrong.
Should be Nessa.
That's
right?
Nessa. So
Yep.
Davor and Nessa. There we go.
Yep.
Okay, which one of you wants to go first?
I will defer.
Okay.
I want somebody to use the Amidala line.
I
will
was
not
literally
defer.
just about to say
I
that.
will not defer.
Oh my god. 0.1 seconds before Davor said that, I was literally like, I want somebody to say, I will not defer, I've come to you to resolve this attack on our sovereignty now.
Or just say
Just
the
the way
word
she says-
committee.
Committee! The way she says
Committee.
the word committee in that scene is never going to not make me just double
Committee.
over. Okay.
I'm ready.
So, okay, here we go. Nessa, 3, 2, 1, go.
This scene is a defining moment for Rey herself and for the entire story that's coming up ahead in the sequel trilogy. And earlier we mentioned that there are these like catalyst hero moments that kind of harken back to Campbell. This is one of them. And like that moment where you hear Obi-Wan say, "These are your first steps." That's another one of those moments that I feel travels across the entire galaxy. This isn't just for Jedi. This is anybody who takes on a heroic path that doesn't feel like their own, that doesn't feel like they're ready for, but they're doing it.
Nessa's had
Okay,
some
and-
baller last lines.
Yeah, yeah. Agreed.
And Davor, 3, 2, 1.
All right, this scene is the fulcrum turning point of the entirety of the Phantom Menace. So you first got Qui-Gon there saying like, no, like you think this kid has quick reflexes? No. He's seeing things before they happen. He's tapping into the Force. And then you have the second element where he's saying the Force is strong with him. Who was his father? Shmi says there was no father. This is where Qui-Gon starts turning and saying, okay, this is not my problem. I'm not here to free slaves. And start thinking, okay, there's something about this kid and there's something important about him. And that turns the entire point of the Tatooine mission around. In addition to getting off the planet, it's about getting Anakin out.
Then I was just imagining, I could just imagine Davor's brain holding back the laughter at, I didn't actually come here to free slaves, because I know you love that line so much.
I love that line.
It is one of the like the most poorly aged things in all of Annie's movie. Look, I'm just gonna come out and say it. This has nothing to do with your arguments. Shmigon is the only ship I subscribe to. It's the Shmigon. I'm not a shipper. It's not something that I know a lot about. I don't spend a lot of time doing it. Nothing against anyone that does. But Shmigon is, I believe, a friend of many of ours, Ken Knapsack, calls it those hot Mos Espa nights. That is exactly how I feel about it. There are a few things in Star Wars I love as much as the two of those characters just talking, and it's beautiful. Pernilla August is the most underrated performer in all of Star Wars.
Never spoke English for a role ever. Like, wow, gives performance of lifetime.
If Pernilla shows up at a celebration, I'll pay ridiculous amounts of money to get a photo off with her.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
I gotta go with Rey's vision, and again, both arguments are great, but for me, Rey's vision is such a turning point for her, a turning point for obviously the sequel trilogy, because now she's starting her destiny, she is learning her destiny. The visions that she sees are just so cool. They're stuff that we have seen before, stuff we haven't seen in Star Wars, so it's just great. I gotta go with Rey's vision. That's just one of my favorite scenes.
So for me, these scenes are very close, and they're very close in my mind. There's one thing that separates them. I love Liam Neeson. I love Pernilla August. I love both of them so much. But the choice between watching them and watching Daisy Ridley, you gotta go with Daisy. So Rey's vision. It's just for watching Daisy's reaction and Daisy's performance in that scene. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Rey's vision.
I have to go with the discussion about Anakin, just because it's kind of the reveal that there's more to this kid than we had, or than just being a kid. And Anakin is my favorite Star Wars character, so I have to go with that.
Alden, in fitting, we're gonna go a few miles away to Watto's junkyard. And the boy blew his mother. Red.
I feel like it should be Red his mother. So I think Red should be the episode 1 scene.
Yeah.
Can I say that this is not on the bracket? But if I could do a last minute scene change, I would put in Annie. Dude, that is perfect. It gets me every time. A Jedi. Okay.
Can you help me with a few dealers that I have to pay off?
We said Red is his mother?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Red.
Red his mother.
It went Shmi's way this time.
Yep.
The
honestly,
alternate...
the galaxy would have been better for it if it did.
Yeah, I was about to say, this
Fair.
is the hey, Star Wars fans, that what if that you've been hoping for. Here we go.
What if the dice landed on Red?
What if a gust of wind came through right as Qui-Gon did his the other way?
Oh no, my Jedi didn't work.
Oh man.
What if Shmi distracted Qui-Gon as he rolled?
Just walk through.
Yeah.
Okay, we have two incredible moments from the original trilogy. We have I'm a Jedi like my father before me, and we have I am your father. That is a lie. That is not what we have next. Whoops, I skipped ahead. Nice job, Eli. Okay, cool. Let's try that again. We have Han gets his name, and the Praetorian Guard fight. Alden and Marie. Yeah. Okay, let's just do this one. Who wants to go first? What's going on, Alberto?
I don't know, Marie. How you feeling?
I'll go first.
Okay,
I'll go
cool.
first.
3, 2, 1. Praetorian.
Okay, the fact that you can play this scene overlaid with pretty much any song and it looks and sounds fantastic is just absolutely brilliant. Like, what? And then there's so many different weapons and so many different methods used to fight. It's like eye candy. The whole thing is so much eye candy. The reds and the flames, the fire. It's so visually appealing. And seeing Kylo and Rey work together is just awesome. And you're kept guessing the whole time as to what's going to happen.
Okay. I gotta say, Alden, out of all of them, I'm most interested in hearing this one. So go right ahead. 3, 2, 1, go.
I have been writing and dying for this scene since the day this movie came out. It's not about how Han got his name. Stop being so lazy. It's about the fact that the name was thrust upon him and he twisted that and decided to make it about self-expression, about who he wants to be, about creating yourself, just like the great heroes of the Western lore. Billy the Kid wasn't called Billy the Kid because he was Billy the Kid. The man put that on him, and he chose to carve out his own identity. So when you get to Force Awakens and he says, I used to be, that represents a loss of self-expression.
I feel like this was Alden's audition for the unironically defend something that like lots of people dunk on.
Let me just tell you all right now that I was using my own thread about this moment as reference.
You should have. I would not have been mad if at the end you would have wasted an extra 2 seconds just going, see this thread.
See this thread. Putting it in the freaking group chat right now.
There you go. Oh, too good.
For the jury.
I mean, 2 great scenes. I mean, really, they are. Han getting his name is good. I don't think, as Alden said, I don't think it gets enough its due in what it represents. But there is something for me for the Praetorian Guard fight. Rey, Kylo fighting together. The is he with her? Is he against her? Is he gonna be a good guy? Is he still a bad guy? Like, the fighting was amazing. Like,
right.
it's good. So I'll go with Praetorian Guard as my answer.
Your betrayal is noted.
I'm also going to go with that one. Because the second you said that any song could be played over that scene,
So
my
good.
brain
Yeah,
started
that's
playing Dolly Parton's 9 to 5.
If that's not if that hasn't been done yet, please someone do it. I need it.
I will edit it together. It'll be edited together by the time. No,
I need that. I need that.
It's gonna happen.
9 to 5 Praetorian Guard. That would be amazing. Amazing.
Not imagining like as Rey and Kylo are killing them specifically, like rhythmically, working 9 to, and like they're just killing them. And then the chorus ends just as the last one gets stabbed through the head with the Kylo catch thing.
It's perfect.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
Yeah.
That's good.
So. Yeah, I'm sorry, Alden. It's Praetorian Guard fight.
No, honestly, it really should be. I mean, that's it's. I also probably would. Again, I love my Han moment, but I also would have voted for the Praetorian Guard fight. It's perfect.
Yeah, I'm going Last Jedi too.
Clean sweep. Wow.
I will say the Praetorian. Is it the first clean sweep?
Yes, I think so.
Is.
Oh wow.
Well done. I will say, just while I'm also casting my support for it morally, even though it doesn't affect anything, the Praetorian Guard fight is one of those moments when it slows down just a tad and they go back to back. I remember doing this. So the person I was watching it with, and then going back to the screen, like I could not believe what I was watching.
The hip grab of 2019, people. The
hip grab, but it's like it plays, the lead up to that plays so beautifully because they are telegraphing what's going to happen. He shows you the saber spinning. You know exactly what the move is. He's doing what Han would do if Han had the Force. It's an under the table kill. And it's like he's invoking so much of his father. But the entire time I'm like, oh, this guy's Snoke is so he's gonna look to the side and catch the same. Like I thought that it was gonna go badly for them the whole time.
Yeah,
I was like, it's gonna end up being like a 3-way lightsaber duel or something. And nope,
that'd have been
like
it's a good scene.
Okay. Next we have the theme that I thought we had last time, but exactly this time. I'm a Jedi like my father before me. I'm your father. I believe. Yep. Lauren is I am your father, and I am I'm a Jedi like my father before me. Lauren, would you like to go first with one of the greatest twists in cinematic history, or would you like me to go first with?
You know, I
In
will
my
not
opinion.
defer, and I will go first. So.
Yes.
I've come to you to resolve this attack on our sovereignty now. Okay. 3, 2, 1, go.
Guys, it's an iconic scene, not just in Star Wars, but film iconography. It's a moment where a villain is connected to our hero. It's a moment that you're connecting two very different characters in a very specific way. It's storytelling that has never been done before at that point in any type of film. It is an iconic scene for a reason. It's a reason why people try to do that in other areas, try to reconvince people that it's iconic.
I am your father is the start of that arc, and I am a Jedi like my father before me is the end of that arc. Star Wars is at its best when it's talking about identity, about who we are and who we are not. And Luke claims the Skywalker mantle as a positive thing, not as the killing younglings, not as the you are my brother Anakin, as the destiny, as the hope, as the redeeming his father, showing his father who he really is inside of him, but he had forgotten for so long. True story. There are 2 moments in Star Wars where I have to involuntarily go. I involuntarily cheer. It's I'm a Jedi and it's Rey Skywalker. In case you wondered what kind of scenes get me the most, it's
That's a good one.
I gotta go. I'm a Jedi like my father before me.
Mm.
That's the defining. That's everything. Like I don't know
It's a
who
good
I
scene.
am without that scene.
Mm.
As a person, like that's how profoundly affecting that is. It's why Return of the Jedi has always been my favorite film, just because of that, and many things. Like
I
Wicked,
was
but that.
I was literally going to say right before Alden said that is seen as one of the core reasons why Return of the Jedi is also my favorite Star Wars movie. So.
I'm right there with you. Just that scene is. I don't come from a Star Wars family, so like I'm the first person in my family that's kind of like big into Star Wars. But like that's a scene I knew even before I saw those movies. And it's such a beautiful moment with Luke where he's kind of like taking on that mantle and he's like, this is who I am.
I'm gonna have to go with I am your father, because when I watched it for the first time, I didn't know, and it blew my mind, and it was amazing. So yeah, just because of that first moment.
All right. We're gonna have to go back to Watto's junkyard because I'm going Jedi. It's just like, yeah, just everything about Luke throwing away the saber, doing the thing that his father didn't do, and not taking Palpatine's bait. It's just, yeah.
Maybe I think the closest bracket of all of them, the 2 most powerful scenes, is coming down to a chance cube. Go ahead, Davor. I'm prepping my necessary things in case something happens that I don't want it to. So.
All right.
Go ahead.
What's the color?
Red, I am your father.
Okay. Oh yeah. That makes sense.
Blue.
I am your father.
All right.
Nice.
2 great scenes. I mean, really, those are 2 almost identical scenes.
That was perfect.
That was good.
I was not ready for that.
That was good.
That's so pure.
Yeah.
Oh, that hurts, but okay. The chance cube has spoken. I have spoken. Okay, we have Rey finds Luke and Duel of the Fates, and I want to challenge Check's notes. Lauren, if you actually, this is just, I'm gonna say this. However much of Filoni's thing in the behind the scenes Mandalorian you have to use, just go ahead and do it. If you remember much of what he said, Alden is Rey finds Luke, and Lauren is Duel of the Fates.
Ooh, I'll go first then. Why not? What the hell?
3,
What the hell?
2, 1, go.
Listen, Duel of the Fates is something that any Star Wars fan knows. It's the music, but it's not just the music, it's the scene. It's Obi-Wan, Qui-Gon, Maul. It's the first time we see a dual, like a double-bladed lightsaber. It's everything, and it's the beginning of Anakin's journey. It determines his destiny, as Filoni said in the Mandalorian Gallery. That whole scene determined the rest of the saga, the rest of Anakin's journey when they started it.
I'm just now remembering the moment in that Mandalorian documentary where Dave finally finishes and Bryce Dallas Howard and Deborah Chow and Rick Famuyiwa all just sit there. They're like, oh.
Yeah.
Oh, you just said that.
It was a mic drop, man.
I think Bryce is like, that was beautiful. Like, yeah, that was powerful. Yeah, that's good stuff.
Okay. And Alden, are you ready?
Yes.
3, 2, 1.
Now, Luke showing up at the end of Force Awakens is a beautiful meta moment. It's the return of that hero. It's all of this buildup. Where's Luke in the marketing? Mark Hamill with a newspaper. Like, what's going on? And then you realize that it is a melding of that classic hero role that Obi-Wan had before him, that Qui-Gon had before him, but with a little bit of that Gandalf. I come back to you now at the turn of the tide. It is the most mythic entrance in the entire saga. There's pain, there's hope, there's gravitas, there's a Peter Jackson helicopter shot. I rest my case.
There was a hand. Did you bring the hand too?
There's what?
There was a hand. Did you bring the hand too?
The hand. Yeah. Did you bring the hand? Yeah. Good stuff.
If people have not seen the Mark Hamill thing where he turns around with the Amaze promotion, it's hilarious. Okay. Narrowly, again, I feel like I'm calling all these narrowly because I love both of them. I was in a screening of The Force Awakens, and everybody would cheer. I first time I saw The Force Awakens, everybody would cheer every time like a major returning character would return. It happened for Han. It happened for Leia. I remember nothing. It was ear-splitting how loud the applause for Luke was at the end. Everybody was so excited. It was crazy. The lead up to that, the build up to that, an entire movie's build up. And I remember Mark Hamill was like, it's really exciting, when they talk about your character, the sword of Skywalker, the flame of Skywalker. It's like, ooh, I'm important now. But yeah, I'm going with Rey finding Luke by the narrowest of margins. Duel of the Fates is ironically actually my favorite lightsaber duel. But yeah, it's but just I want to say with Duel of the Fates, shout out to Maul rhythmically flinging that spare object into the door.
So
It's so good.
Automatically, I'm like, whoa.
Well, yeah.
I will
To
never-
support Duel of the Fates, 2 Obi-Wan moments that happen almost back to back. Obi-Wan bouncing up and down before he runs in,
Mhm.
and Obi-Wan doing the block in front of my head, block behind my head, really quick is slick. It's as the kids say, it's clean. It's like, oh man, it's Nick Gillard. What a hero.
Mm-hmm.
What a hero. What a hero.
Yeah, Duel of the Fates is where I'm landing as well. Like, that scene is just, it's perfect. Like, the score speaks for itself. The scenes speak for themselves. But it's great. And it's one of my favorite meme formats as well. Whenever, like, you have Maul's lightsaber, one side lights up, and then the other side lights up, and that's
Good stuff.
I'm gonna have to go with Duel of the Fates. It is, it's just so good. Like the way that they all fight is just so engaging, and the music's incredible. And you think Obi-Wan's, gonna die at one point, and he doesn't, and he does that superhuman jump thing, and it's like just really cool. So definitely Duel of the Fates.
Has anybody here seen so Duel of the Fates proceeds? Has anybody the Ryan George Star Wars rehab thing?
I don't believe I have.
Okay, I need to send it all to you. It's like a 10-second. How did that? It's like an AA for Star Wars fans, but it's like, how'd that last meeting? Oh, it really worked for me. It did, didn't it? Right? What did you just say? It did, didn't it? And then they just started going, and then just start going. It did, didn't it? It did, didn't it? It did, didn't it? It did, didn't it?
Can I say something about? Okay, like as people know, I'm a Rise of Skywalker defender. I have no problem with anyone that doesn't like it. That's fine. There is one thing. I love that movie. There is one thing that really grinds my gears, and that is they had that perfect TV spot that used Duel of the Fates, and then it's not in the movie.
Yeah.
That when he's
on.
like, the final word in the story of Skywalker. I was like, this is gonna be the greatest musical moment. And then not only does that lightsaber fight not have it, doesn't have any music.
No, I swear, I know the lightsaber fight in that movie on Kefir is emotional enough without the music.
Yeah, and I still
if you just plug it in, just so ever so quietly. The moment where when the laser gates are up and Obi-Wan's in that quieter and like if you just plugged a little bit of that there, the amount that would increase that scene's like potential, I think, is like crazy. Okay, this one is I don't know what to do with this one. Marie, Lauren, both of you, both have two of, in my opinion, the best scenes in Star Wars. I mean, like
Wait,
all
who
of
won
them are
that
great
one?
scenes, but like, what?
Who won that one?
Oh,
Because I never voted.
Fates. What?
I never
You didn't
voted.
vote?
Oh, you never voted? Wait, sorry. I thought,
Yeah.
I thought you voted for Duel of the Fates.
I thought you
No.
voted for Duel of the Fates. Sorry.
No. I am. I'm sending this back to the junkyard because I'm going to.
I thought you were going to be like, I'm voting for Duel of the Fates.
You're going to as well. Give me a second.
Oh, that would have been so
Sorry.
funny.
Because I thought it was done. I'm so sorry, Davor. I thought
It's
it was
alright.
done. I actually advanced Duel of the Fates, but I fixed it. Alden, and the boy,
All right.
Blue, his mother.
I think Duel's got to be red, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Blue's got to be red. Yeah.
Yeah.
If it's still dual.
Okay, here we go.
Oh.
Ooh. Two great scenes.
Ow,
Really,
Yep.
there are two great
There were
scenes.
two great scenes.
Two great scenes.
I gotta say, if I was prepared to say if Duel of the Fates advances, there are three things are certain in this world: death, taxes, and Duel of the Fates advancing. Okay, so Marie and Lauren, you got two great scenes. Rey is all of the Jedi, and the Endor celebration. Those three Force ghosts. Marie is doing all the Jedi, and Lauren is doing the Endor celebration.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, who wants to go first on this one?
Marie, my friend, go first.
Okay.
3, 2, 1, go.
This scene makes you bawl your eyes out. It is so good. It is a happy cry. You see, you hear all the Jedi from all these different media, from TV shows and movies, and Rey just, oh my God, I can't, accepting her own destiny and the fact she's using both Luke and Leia's lightsabers, and there's so much symbolism behind that.
I will say this: when I heard Ahsoka's voice, when I heard Qui-Gon's voice, I saw that, I'm like, no, they're not doing this. Actually, that was actually my thing. I was like, I'm gonna try and like speculate responsibly for this movie, but my one thing going in The Rise of Skywalker was like, can we just have a Force Ghost jamboree?
I lost my. I was about to swear. I'm not gonna swear. I was in a press screening. No one reacts in those screenings. They're super boring, and there's no energy. And I'm over here, like front right of the theater. And when it started, I was like, oh. But then it was when we heard when Freddie Prinze Jr.'s voice came in, I was like, hell yeah! Oh God, yes! What a moment.
I remember specifically thinking like, JJ, Dave, you geniuses.
Yeah.
The
And
fact
what's
that you
great
arranged
is
this.
that we know from Ashley, at least in her experience, that everybody that recorded read the whole thing, and then JJ just edited it however he felt like it.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to see the uncut footage of everyone reading the entire monologue. There are some lines like "bring the balance back" as I did that I'm assuming had to be dealt out specifically.
Yeah.
But I would love to see like everybody doing their version of like, "In the heart of a Jedi lies her strength."
Her
Like all
strength.
that.
Yeah. Oh man. Lauren, go ahead. 3, 2, 1.
Listen, Endor Celebration has dancing. Oh my God! Now I can't believe I'm forgetting the little guys. Oh my God! This is a terrible
Ewoks.
argument. Ewoks. Thank you, Alden.
A barbecue.
We have dancing Ewoks. We have a dancing Billy D. Williams. We have a empire that has fallen because of those Ewoks. We have a moment of Luke seeing his father in Force Ghost form. It's beautiful.
There is like a moment, and I only get this pretty much like at the end of all 3 trilogies, where my heart just like soars a little bit when we hear those final notes when Luke looks at his father, and those that goes da 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 da. I'm like, oh, that got me. Yeah. Somebody else has got to go first because I feel bad for whoever I snub on this one because I love both of these scenes so dearly. That like, and they're from my 2 favorite Star Wars movies as well. So this is gonna be tough for me.
This is extremely, extremely tough because I have nothing but love for Rey's journey and Rey's ending. In particular, I love the everybody reaching out and showing their support because that's what the Jedi never did, when they needed to at so many different times, was just show unconditional support and compassion. And they finally do it from the great beyond. However, the Endor celebration is perfect. I vote for Endor. It's just, I think I've been a fan of Force Ghost Hayden my entire life. And I think that it means so much. And I think that the small moments like Han and Lando, or Luke coming back and coming down the wooden bridge and everything, and how happy they all are, like it's perfect. Also, Poe's parents were getting it on in the next tree during that time. Canonically, that's not even headcanon. That's canon, baby.
I'm so tempted.
Cass Dameron.
You know what? I'm doing it. I was like, should I do it? And then like. Anyway, I feel like I had to. Yeah. Okay. Here's an important distinction. I'm gonna say a hot take here, but I'm doing it. If you put Yub Nub over the Endor Celebration theme, over the Endor Celebration, then I'm choosing Raise All the Jedi. If we're going with the final cut of the movie, which we are, and we're going with the Endor Celebration music, I am picking the Endor Celebration. That music is, in my opinion, perfect. I know a lot of people are very nostalgic for the Yub Nub, but I don't know, something about that celebration music, it like captures the moment
It's way better.
perfectly.
Yes.
It's
It's not opinions, it's facts, kids.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Mhm. So what did you vote for then, Eli? You going?
Oh, I voted for Endor Acceleration.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Very narrowly.
Two good scenes.
I do love that my one clarification was the music in both scenes, and that
Mhm.
if we were going with the original cut, that then Raise All the Jedi would have gone up.
I'm personally going to go with Raise All the Jedi. That scene is just so beautiful.
It's a good choice.
And seeing her come into her own, lifted by the hands of all of these Jedi past. Perfect. Absolutely perfect.
I'm sending this back to the junkyard again because I'm going Raise All the Jedi. Two great scenes. Only one of them is Kanan Jarrus in it. Gotta go Raise All the Jedi.
Of course, you pick because I swear to God, if Grievous was in any of these scenes, it does not matter what the person would say. Davor would vote that way.
I got him right here. I'm repping him for this. Right
this
here.
included-
Epic.
If this included television, Grievous and the Tartakovsky
Yes.
would have gotten it for me.
Prepare yourselves, Jedi, because
Oh.
you are about to leave this world.
Yeah.
I'm like, no disrespect to Matthew Wood, but Matthew Wood could not make that line sound badass.
No,
Like in
probably
the
not.
that would
Yeah,
be
probably not.
But like, I forget who it is who does Grievous in the Tartakovsky. Wow, I'm gonna look this up just because I'm curious. Oh my God, this is hilarious. The first search result was, does Grievous have a crush on Ventress? The question that apparently everybody in the Star Wars community is asking. John DiMaggio.
Oh, it was DiMaggio? I
Yeah.
didn't know that. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, did we pick a color or no?
No, we didn't.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh wait, no, we didn't pick a color.
Ray Blue. I mean,
Yeah.
Ray
Ray
Blue.
Blue.
Yeah, that
Ray
makes sense.
Blue. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Fire
Ray
burning on
Blue,
Endor. That's
let's
red.
see. Hold on, let me do it in camera. Blue.
Hey.
That's blue. That's all of the Jedi. Wow. Okay.
It's good
And then
scenes,
our
man.
final
Good
round one
scenes.
matchup, we have Crate Luke versus Chewie. Bro.
It's tough.
Yeah, watch out. Representing the right side of the correct side of the argument is Lauren, and representing the other correct side of the argument is Alden. That's how close these two are. I'm like, well, but on the one hand, this. On the other hand, that.
Yeah, it's tough. They're both good scenes.
Alden, you want to go first? Lauren, you want to go first?
I will defer, Alden, my good friend.
Okay, cool.
Floor is yours.
Great loop time.
3, 2, 1, go.
The Crate Luke is the apotheosis and peak of Luke's entire character. It is the entire Jedi experience summed up in one courageous act. It's an act of the heart and mind, not of the body. There is no sword drawn because that would be antithetical to the lessons he learned in Empire. This is Luke as a master with the Last Jedi power filtered through the lessons of the black-clad look. That's why he has black again. It is so perfect, and it's acted beautifully.
And Lauren, 30 seconds. 3, 2, 1, go.
I think as fans, we know that moment in the trailer when we see Han and Chewie from The Force Awakens, and he says, "Chewie, we're home." We all cried because we knew we were home back in Star Wars. Star Wars was back. First time we see those two in 30 plus years together on the Millennium Falcon again. Him looking over the old ship like he just, like it was a best friend. It's such a great scene, and it brought back Star Wars when they did the trailer for it.
Yeah. I will say about the Force Awakens scene that I remember in the behind the scenes documentary for the Force Awakens, Kathleen Kennedy said there was an entire crowd gathered for that scene. I will say though, this is apples and oranges for me. Like these are both two incredible scenes for two completely different reasons.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta say though, 4 words convince me of which direction I'm going, and that's "see you around, kid." It's my. I'm not sure if anybody else has had this headcanon. It's always my idea that Luke, in his final moments, imitated Han because he knows that that's what's going to get Ben to turn back. But because that he knows if Han were there, there's that line from The Force Awakens that Leia tells Han, Luke's a Jedi Master, you're his father. And Luke knows that the deed split Han to the bone, split Ben to the bone. So having Luke's last words be "see you around, kid," in the most Harrison Ford accent I could see Mark Hamill possibly mustering, it's great, Luke.
It's a hard one for me because, like you said, these are 2 very different moments for 2 very different characters. And I think when it comes down to the impact that these scenes have on fans, like Lauren said, Chewie We're Home was so profound. Like, there is nothing that Star Wars fans understand better than the idea of home and how important that is to us and to our characters that we love. So that scene that's going to be the one I go for.
I think I'm going to go with Crate Luke. I mean, for all the reasons that Alden said. I mean, it's so well performed. Like, I think about Adam's primal scream when he realizes that Luke isn't really there. I think about Mark Hamill and just the pain on his face. You can see this is killing him. Yeah, it's so well done.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with Crate Luke because I didn't see it coming, and I always like when I'm surprised. So
I think is that a chance cube, or is that a Crate Luke advancing?
I think Crate. I think
Crate
that was-
Luke.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Crate. Yeah, Crate. Okay. Okay. So next we have our first round 2 matchup. Anakin couldn't save his mother versus Kylo Ren meets Palpatine.
Can we take a
wants-
one momentary pause before we start
Absolutely.
round 2? That way I could just let out. I'm going to let out my dog, Mando. People might know him from Twitter. He's crying. Be right back.
Aw.
Oh man, no, absolutely, I'll take that. I thought Davor. I heard that we might get a glimpse of a certain dog on your camera.
Yeah. She was there. She was that little pink
I'll be right
thing
back.
in
I
the
need to turn my
corner.
heat up.
She was technically on
Okay.
the screen.
Yeah. No, now honestly, of all of the ways that first round bracket could have gone, I'm not saying it's a bad thing at all. I think it's really interesting. This is not the way I was predicting. I was like, oh yeah, totally. What's gonna happen is Rey Skywalker is going to advance because of course it's going to. And Anakin couldn't save his mother. Oh, that's probably. Oh, I feel bad for Marie. That's gonna get destroyed in the first round. But yeah, let's see. So, I want to see who that leaves. That leaves Anakin his mother versus okay, Anakin couldn't save his mother versus Kylo and Palpatine, and that's Davor versus that's Marie versus Davor. Next we have Hey Kid and the Dark Side Cave on Dagobah, which is we're gonna have to figure out because that's Alden versus Alden. Tragedy of Darth Plagueis versus Order 66, which is me and Nessa.
I just have this feeling Nessa's just gonna ride Big Sad all the way to the crown.
And by the look of it, it's gonna work too. You were my brother, and oh yeah, this is gonna just be Big Sad. Bonanza. Wow. Connor Chiki, where are you? You're my brother Anakin versus Dooku and Obi-Wan. which is, I believe, that's Alden and Nessa, or is that Lauren? I'm forgetting.
It's me.
Nessa.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Rescue of Leia versus Grand Battle on Geonosis is Nessa versus herself.
Yeah, so just take one of those Aldens and then
Oh
like,
yeah.
swap them.
Oh, yeah, that's a good idea. Unfortunately, the problem is that the bracket is often pretty finicky with bracket. I don't think I can do it on the bracket, but I like your idea, so I'll do that.
Mhm.
So I'll put Darkside Cave on Dagobah with the ground battle on Geonosis. So that's going to be double Nessa versus Alden, which I believe, ironically, in the first round, that matchup never actually happened. Actually, that's not true. It did. Never mind. It's happening 3 times in the second round. Shmi and Qui-Gon versus the Praetorian, which is Davor and Marie. Oh no, what happened?
Maybe that's the problem.
Okay, there we go. Okay. As soon as Alden gets back, we'll start up again. I am your father, and Rey finds Luke.
That's the problem.
Rey finds Luke is Lauren and Alden, and then finally Rey is all the Jedi versus Crate Luke is Marie and Alden. Okay, cool. I got all of this stuff. Long story short, I do think the winner of round 1, at least, just in terms of who's defended their stuff the best, I gotta say, Nessa's doing mighty fine for themselves. They've 5 matches in round 2, 4 in round 2. Actually, yeah, Alden's actually doing pretty well for himself too. 5 in round 2.
That English lit degree is finally counting for something.
Yeah. I think this is probably the worst I've done in a round 1 bracket so far. I think I did better on our Clone Wars and Rebels one.
I'm sad I missed that one, the Clone Wars one. That would have been fun.
I should have reached out to you. But it was an interesting one. It was a lot of big sads, honestly. It was a lot of big sads. Frankly, I realized the last half of that show is basically just big sad after big sad.
Oh yeah.
They're just like, okay, so we're gonna hit you with something sad, then we're gonna distract you with the something sad with another something sad.
Just one slice of sad chocolate cake after another.
Yep.
That was so
Yep.
funny.
I will take it, yes. Yep.
Oh my gosh.
Let's see. I'm gonna just quote to that we're going into round. We're going into round 2 soon. Okay, cool. Shoot. So, yeah. The first one is Marie and Davor with Anakin couldn't save his mother, versus Kylo and Palpatine. Just so we're ready, when Alden comes back, who wants to go first for that one?
How about you go first, since I've gone first like every single time.
Sure thing. Not a problem.
Yeah.
Did I Am Your Father win? I thought it was the Return of the Jedi one. Or am I totally wrong on that?
No, I'm Your Father one because
Did it? Okay.
it went to the chance
Was
cube.
it Chance Cube?
It tied.
Oh yeah, right.
Okay. I couldn't remember.
Yeah, it went to the chance cube, and the chance cube pick I'm Your Father. Unfortunately.
Oops.
That's why I played the I Will Remember You. That's why I played the. Everything okay with Mando?
Yeah, sorry everyone. He just simply took too long to pee.
Oh no.
I thought he was gonna hang out in the room, and then he was like, "I'm gonna pee on your floor if you don't let me out." I was like, "Okay."
Okay, we're ready to begin with our round 2. Davor is going first with Kylo beating Palpatine. 3, 2, 1.
One of the things about the scene is it's a very dense scene in terms of the information that we learn, right? We're just in a very short amount of time, we learn so much of that kind of redefines what's happening in terms of the story. We learn about Palpatine being the voice inside his head. We learn that Palpatine did in fact die before. We see him back in corporeal form. We learn about the final order. Then we get this tease about Rey. So I think like it does like in admittedly a very short amount of time, and it's kind of like it's a lot on the first view, but I think like, that scene does so much to cement and kind of define the direction of the rest of the movie.
Absolutely. Okay, Marie.
Okay.
3, 2, 1.
You see the makings of Darth Vader in this scene, the ability to annihilate, but Anakin is still deeply Anakin because he annihilates only because he is provoked by the death of the mother he loves so much. Anakin's desire to wholesale protect those he cares about definitely shines through, even if it does mean destruction of those who represent danger.
Okay, that with 5 seconds to spare, what does everybody think about this one? I'll go first. For just again the sheer badassery of I have died before. I'm going with Kylo and Palpatine.
I gotta go with the death of Shmi. That's that one is just so key to me, and I think is like there was a one of those quote tweet prompts that went around a while ago, like what's the saddest scene in Star Wars? This is, I think, one of the for me it is the saddest scene, and it is one of the most definitively horrifying scenes in all of Star Wars.
Yeah,
I'm
I'll
also-
go Shmi. Yeah, no, I'll go Shmi as well. Yeah.
Yep. Same. It's just, again, it's that scene that really shows you how deep the scars go on Anakin.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Apparently, so Palpatine, believe it or not, actually can die because that scene just went down the record. Okay. So Alden, while you're gone, I hope you don't mind about this. We noticed that Nessa also had going against herself. So
Yes.
what we thought we'd do is
We're gonna
we'd
trade.
flip your scenes
Okay.
against each other. So next is Hey Kid and the rescue versus the rescue of Princess Leia.
Wow.
Yeah, who wants to go first on this one? Keep in mind, both of you are going against each other in this round 3 times, specifically.
I'll defer this time.
Okay, all right. I will jump in here. All right.
3, 2, 1, go.
So the thing about Hey Kid is that it's about self-love, and it ties in with the theme of solos. It's about finally accepting your flaws. Han had to go out onto that bridge and make a choice that he was not ready to make after so many years of running. And this is him finally carrying that lesson through to the next generation through that act of love. It's been a calendar year of in-universe time since The Force Awakens. Now Ben is ready to stop running. He's fulfilling the promise of the solos. He does have his father's heart, and it's not a bad thing. It's a damn good thing.
3, 2, 1.
Your scene is about self-love. This scene is about group love. This scene really shows you, again, going back to how all of these little like bits and pieces of these 3 individuals, they seem really jarring when they're first interacting together, but you can see in the physicality of this scene how much they learn how to work together. And it's a promise of what's to come in the next 2 movies. Yeah, this rescue of Princess Leia really shows you that, they don't have a defined leader. They don't have a defined follower. They are a trio, and this scene is perfect for it.
Okay, if anyone wants to go first, they can, but I think I'm gonna I can leave my opinion down if no one else wants to go first. Look, Hey Kid is for me at least is the living definition of with the repetition of the Han and Kylo scene is the living definition of Leonardo DiCaprio's pointing in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. It's like he said the thing, but he's saying it again, but it's good this time.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I take it.
I'll take rescue. It's right, rescue of Princess Leia. So
Yeah.
I will do that. It's still one of the defining moments in Star Wars. It's our first, group shot of our new heroes in the original trilogy, so I will take Princess Leia. Rescuing.
I'm gonna have to go with Hey Kid.
I'm also going to go with Hey Kid.
Hey, kid. There we go. So it moves on. It will be going up now against Anakin could save his mother, so we're gonna see how powerful about the big sad side of the Force is.
God. God, it's so terribly sad.
Okay, now we got Revenge of the Sith versus Revenge of the Sith. Tragedy of Darth Plagueis the Wise versus Order 66. Because
Oh God.
apparently we're, to quote Imagine Dragons, we're all just suckers for pain.
Yeah.
To quote Imagine Dragons, not a thing I thought I would hear this evening.
Okay, Nessa, do you want to go first? Or you want me to go first?
You go first.
Okay. The irony of trying to save somebody from dying is that you get yourself killed. It is one of the most bitter ironies of the Star Wars saga. And it is explained in this scene. In addition, Palpatine also points out a lot of the similarities in his point of view between the Jedi and the Sith. The Sith and Jedi are alike in every way, including their quest for greater power. It's a very, from a certain point of view, scene. Even Palpatine says in the scene, good is a point of view, Anakin. It's a very subversive scene. 3, 2, 1, sad.
Order 66 is the ultimate chessboard scene. This is the scene where you see Palpatine's checkmate happen. He's got the king pinned, but you also get to see all of the pawns fall. You get these horrible clips of Plo dying. You get to see Ayla die. You get to see Kiadi-Mundi die. And all of these pieces all come together to the moment that you realize that Palpatine has won, whether anybody else knows or not. It's a perfect, horrible moment.
Order 66. Next question.
Yeah, Order 66. I mean, I love both, but Order 66.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go Darth Plagueis.
And I will once again send us to the junkyard, Darth Plagueis.
I cannot believe this is the way the stream is going. A dice roll is going to decide if I keep getting to argue in this bracket at all, basically.
All right, everyone.
Order 66 red.
Order 66
Sure.
red
Yeah.
for
Blue for Squid Lake for Tragedy of Darth Plagueis.
yes, blue
Oh.
for Squid Lake, red for
Yeah.
the
Blue,
blood
it's
of
the boy.
younglings. Get it on screen.
Red.
Red.
All right, Order
Oh,
66.
and
it
I've
is.
officially been kicked out of my own bracket. Okay, cool. Despite, ironically enough, giving myself one more than everybody else with Alden because the distributions were a little even, I've been kicked out of the bracket. Okay, I'm going to be voting. I will vote. I will not hesitate. I will show no mercy. Okay, we have 2 more prequel scenes. You're my brother, Anakin. And what if I told you the Senate was under the control of a Dark Lord of the Sith? That is... Oh, look, it's Nessa and Alden.
All right, I'm gonna throw the ball back to your court this time. If you want
Okay.
to kick it off.
All right. I'm ready.
3, 2, 1, go.
I loved you. That moment, that little line tossed at Anakin as he's like laying on the ground from Obi-Wan, it's not a weapon. It's a horrible moment of like, how could you do this to me? This scene shows Anakin losing this battle, but what's really important about this scene is it shows that Obi-Wan is the one who is actually defeated. No matter how much he has technically won the physical war, he's lost.
Okay. Here we go. Alden, 3, 2, 1, go.
Now, the thing about the prequel trilogy villains is that, much is made of the fact that they sort of foreshadow Anakin in different ways and how he would become Darth Vader. Not a lot of people make what I think is to be the beautiful connection between Dooku and Anakin and the views on the dark side of the whole, which is the idea that the road to hell is paved with good intentions. This was the first time that George really took a deep dive into that dynamic, into that paradigm, as we see Dooku, who was one of the highest heights that a Jedi could achieve. The man that took Yoda's training also fell.
This feels like the slimmest of margins, like every other one. I gotta go with Mustafar, though. I gotta go with Mustafar with you, my brother.
It's beautiful. It's that to me is, I don't know a lot of sports terms, but they say like a bracket buster or a top seed. Like that's one of those.
It is. No, definitely.
Yeah, I'll have to go with Revenge of the Sith. You were my brother. I mean, it's just emotional, powerful. It's all there. So I'll go with that.
Yeah, same. This far.
Yeah, I'm going Sith.
Is that a clean sweep? That's a clean sweep.
That's a clean sweep.
Okay. Next we have Nessa versus Alden 3 in this in this round. Ground battle of Geonosis versus the cave. Who wants to go first?
I'm lobbing it back.
I'll go back to me this time. Okay.
3, 2, 1. Let's see your argument for the scene that really should have been Rey Skywalker. No salt. Absolutely no salt. I'm joking. That was a joke. Okay, let's go. 3, 2, 1, go.
So the Dagobah Cave, it's so many mythic implications, but it's also in a lot of ways the most personal, and it forces us to confront the darkness within ourselves. And without this moment, we wouldn't have moments like Rey versus Dark Rey. We wouldn't have moments like Ezra in the Holocron. We wouldn't have moments like Cal needing to allow his vision of Jar to strike him down. This is the come to Jesus moment. This is Simba looking up at the sky and seeing Mufasa. This is Frodo having to overcome. This is everything.
I do like that one of your examples was Simba looking up at Mufasa, who is also voiced by James Earl Jones.
James Earl Jones. Yeah. The key is James.
Coincidence? I think not.
Simba, I am your father. Okay, Nessa. 3, 2, 1, go.
I wouldn't be myself if I didn't talk about clones. This ground battle at Geonosis really kind of shows us a lot of the beginning of clone dynamics. We get to see what they have been made for, what they've been designed for, what they have literally been born for. And it really starts our kind of attachment to them, both us and the Jedi. And we really get to see that exploration of the Jedi realizing that their war is being fought by bodies that aren't their own. Even though they already have bodies on the ground, they are now replacing the Jedi with clones.
Oh, tough call. This is a hard one.
Yeah.
This is really hard.
This feels like a skin of its teeth one as well for me.
Yeah,
But
same.
I'm going to have to go with, for this one, for an oddly specific reason, I'm going with the Dark Side Cave, and here's why. The reason is the context given by the Rise of Kylo Ren comic. No, not the Rise of Kylo Ren comic. It was the Age of
Snoke.
Age of the
Age of
Resistance.
the first
Age of Resistance.
Snoke. That when Snoke and Kylo visit the cave. Seeing that extra context, and also the Rise of Skywalker where Rey confronts, seeing that and in The Last Jedi when Rey confronts her own snapping fingers in the cave on Last Jedi, the reinterpretations of that scene I think make that scene all the more powerful. So that's why I'm going Dark Side Cave.
I have to
Pay
go
no
with
mind to the dog squeaking.
the
The dog agrees.
Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain, to the Mando behind the curtain.
The Mando. Mando, pick a quiet toy.
I
Come here.
have to go with Geonosis. Absolutely.
God, I can't decide.
I'm going dark side cave.
Is that a tie?
No,
No,
Lauren
no,
hasn't
Lauren
gone
hasn't
yet.
answered yet.
I'm
If Lauren
Oh, okay.
says Geonosis, it's a tie. So
But if there's one more tie caused by Davor, then we know that he's getting money under the table.
As my Venmo just pops up and just send me money. Yeah, there you go. There you go. God, this is so hard because they're both like super important scenes in for different reasons. I gotta go Geonosis. I do have to go with Geonosis. It's so cool to see like multiple Jedi in an arena fighting. Like it's just clones. It's the beginning of the Clone Wars. It's everything. So I'll have to go Geonosis.
y'all know what to do. Okay, here we go. We're going back to the junkyard. I'd say red is the cave.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right, Mando.
Red the
Tell
boy.
me.
Blue is mother. Not see that.
Red.
Right.
Well,
The
that's,
cave.
Dark side
The
cave.
cave.
So this is gonna look confusing. I'm gonna advance something that's not advancing on the thing, but I'm gonna remember that it's the dark side cave. Next, we got Shmi and Qui-Gon versus the Praetorian Guard fight, and that is Davor and Marie. Which one of you wants to go first for this one?
I can go first.
Okay.
Okay. 3, 2, 1, go.
I just love how this scene was so surprising. Everything about it just was not what we expected. And you don't know what's coming next. And it's so visually beautiful. And I'm not going to say that. It's a fabulous scene.
Okay. And Davor, when you're ready. 3, 2, 1, go.
I think this scene is a great punctuation to the start of Anakin's journey because there's that opening exchange that they have where Qui-Gon says, "You should be proud of your son." He gives without any thought of reward, and then Shmi replies, "He knows nothing of greed." And there's something so tragic about that because you're watching this as a Star Wars fan. If you watch your original trilogy, you know where Anakin is going to end up. He's going to end up as this epitome of the dark side of greed. And so I think it does that really well in terms of establishing where Anakin begins and then what's going to happen over the course of the prequel trilogy, the way that he's going to move away from that into something much darker and much more wicked.
I'm going to keep this short and sweet. It's Praetorians for me.
Ooh, yeah, Praetorian. I gotta go with that too as well.
I'm gonna switch it up. I'm going with Shmi and Qui-Gon because that scene is just it sets the stage, and those scenes are so important to me. Like that's where I'm heading.
I'm going to go with Shmigan. Yeah.
Back to the junkyard.
Back to the
I
junkyard.
honestly didn't think we were going to go on to the junkyard on this one. But here we are. Let's go.
I didn't either, honestly. I thought Marie
Uh,
was going to take it handily.
Yeah, I thought Marie was going to take it as well. Red for the Praetorian Guard
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
fight
Yeah.
if Mando doesn't chew up the Chinsky.
But I just want everyone to know that it's this banana that that he loves more. It's a banana that used to have a head. It has legs.
Oh.
And he ripped the head off of the banana.
Ouch, wow.
So on the flip side, my dog has demolished a toy, so now I only have a Chewbacca head. He has no body.
Oh.
We have to
Hold on.
Frankenstein
He's just like an Angry Birds head or something like that. I think like the head of the character.
The cube. Oh, the cube. Okay, so Red, his mother.
Red
is
Praetorian.
Praetorian.
Red's Praetorian.
Red's Praetorian.
I was saying Red
okay.
Praetorian because like that entire room is
Yes.
red.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Shmi and Qui-Gon.
That-
Qui-Gon.
Shmi-Gon is
I
moving on.
think we can say safely that was, in my opinion at least, the upset of the entire bracket, I think.
Yeah.
Could be,
It's
yeah.
an upset.
I was not expecting that.
Me
No
neither.
offense to Davor. I love the
No,
scene, but like,
no, none taken. I thought I was going to lose too.
okay. I'm Your Father versus Ray Finds Luke. That is Lauren and Alden.
Mhm.
Who wants to go first?
Lauren, you want to jump in?
Yes, I was sure. I'll take it. I'll
3,
take it.
2, 1, go.
Okay, so I Am Your Father is, I think, the storytelling that George shows how good he is at that. Like, this is the choices he made, the choice that he wanted to do. It shows how well he can storytell. It's an iconic moment in all of film iconography. Like, this is just the point where George is like, yeah, I can write. I know how to tell a story in a soap opera in space. This is it. This is that moment. Is I Am Your Father, or No, I'm Your Father.
Side note, does anybody ever wonder about what if they went with the thing that was listed in the script as a fake?
The Obi-Wan.
Obi-Wan killed your father?
Yeah.
Like, what if they actually went with that?
That's a
And
what
that
if,
was the
right?
twist.
Yeah.
But like,
That's
Yeah.
a what
like,
if.
like that's a whole nother twist of its own, because then it puts Obi-Wan's credibility in doubt in another way. It was like a from a certain point of view thing before that, but yeah.
Mm.
Mhm.
I'm not saying it would have been better. I'm just saying. It would be interesting. Okay, Alden, when you're ready. 3,
All right.
2, 1, go.
The thing about Rey finding Luke is that it is this moment that is, for me, the greatest emotional mixture in that movie and possibly in any of them, where there's no better combination of dread, of happiness, of relief, of restored hope, but also of mystery and pain. You're seeing it for the first time. Why is this happening? Did he feel Han die? Does he know what we've been through? But then with the full context, it's, wow, look at this man. Look at what a burden has done to our old friend, the hero, one of the greatest heroes in all of cinema. And it's a fine acting moment.
Yeah, whatever. You can finish the sentence. Yeah. I'm just gonna go with this. I'm Your Father is a truly iconic moment. However, I can never really forget about the thrill I got leaving the theater after The Force Awakens, when we saw Luke for the first time, I'm like, oh, they're gonna roll the credits. They're gonna roll the credits. They're gonna roll the credits. And then I like scream. I'm sure I screamed some expletives in my brain. I'm like, oh no, they didn't do it. No, they did hit. And then I remember the painful weight of those 2 years. I'm like, but like, what happened after that? Like, it's one of the best cliffhangers in my opinion in Star Wars, just in general.
A literal cliffhanger.
A literal cliffhanger.
Literal, yeah.
But pish.
Yeah, I have to go with I Am Your Father.
I'm also going with I Am Your Father.
Me too.
So
Good scenes,
that
man. That's two good
moves
scenes.
on. Now we got 2 sequel trilogy scenes to round out round 2. Rey is all the Jedi and Crate Luke. Probably 2 of my favorite scenes from both of their respective movies. We have Marie and we have Alden.
I can go
Wants to go
first.
first?
Yeah.
Okay. 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay, come on. This scene is absolutely mind-blowing. And the fact that it's the culmination of the entire saga, just this moment of all the Jedi coming together, of both in life and in the afterlife, coming together to finally defeat this evil. And it's just, she is fighting back against her genetics and her heritage and taking control of her own destiny. And it's just so powerful and so meaningful.
Yeah. Okay. Alden, when you're ready. 3, 2, 1.
The thing about Crate Luke is that it's this combination of ideas, and it's about this man choosing to use storytelling as the greatest tool within a story. It is him acknowledging, yes, this legend has hurt me, but it's not about me. It's about what can my legend do for other people? What can it do for everybody from my sister who is closest to me? Affirming that, yes, you as his parents did do your best with those dice, but then also, what do these people need to see? Finn, Poe, Rose, everybody needs to see this.
I'm gonna need to pass it to somebody else because I'm still thinking about it. I'm pretty sure about my direction, but I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah, this is a tough one. This is a real tough one because these are
Yeah.
just two scenes that have different meaning and are as powerful, like on their own. So going against each other, this is tough.
We're all just.
I know
struck
it's hard.
silence.
Yeah, I'll go with Rey. I'll go with Rey's All the Jedi because it is a very powerful moment, not just for her character, but just hearing those voices from previous Jedi, and it's very powerful in itself. So I'll go with Rey. I'll go with Rey.
I got it now. I love my endings. I gotta go with Rey's All the Jedi.
Mm-hmm.
I love both scenes dearly, but I love my endings.
I'm also gonna go with Rey's All the Jedi. Like, I remember having such like an emotional moment when she is like laid out on the ground and it's like zooms into her eye, and like that's just seeing her come back from that and seeing all of like hearing all of those voices. Yeah, I'm gonna go with that one. It's not easy though.
Yeah. I think I'll go crate Luke, but it's hard. Yeah.
Give me a second. I'm just arranging our round 3 brackets because we have them now. We have 4 round 3 brackets. That is oh, we have Nessa versus herself again. Okay, we're gonna need to figure this one out. And then we have Shmi and Qui-Gon for reasons I still can't really understand.
Shmi-Gon, baby. Going all the way.
Shmigon. The power of Shmigon.
The power of Shmi-Gon.
I feel so
and what was-
vindicated.
Yes.
This is the Dark Side Cave, which is
God.
Davor.
As the
and
song Vindicated
Alden.
plays for Alden in the background.
And then we have I Am Your Father, which is Rey, is all
Oh, I'm hanging on by a thread here.
Oof.
the Jedi, which is
That's gonna be a
Nessa-
tough one. Shit.
which is gonna be Lauren and Marie.
Yeah, wow. That's a,
Okay, so I have a humble request, Nessa. Can I take one of yours? Because everybody else has one.
Yeah,
Everyone...
I won't give up Order
Okay.
66.
Okay. I was actually going to recommend for me or my brother Anakin anyway, so whatever.
Yep.
Okay. Okay. But first we have Marie and Nessa. The two people who have 2 advancing in this are going up against each other. Anakin. Wait, no. What? Sorry, that's incorrect. This is Marie and Alden. Okay, never mind. Marie and Alden. Anakin couldn't save his mother versus, hey kid. Dead parents, man.
Disney for you.
Yeah, yeah.
that's
Wow. Once Disney gets their hands on the Star Wars saga, you don't know what they're gonna do.
Oh goodness.
Okay, who wants to go first?
I'll jump in on this one.
Okay.
Jump in for
3,
on there.
2, 1, go.
I think that part of the theme of Star Wars overall is that there's always a chance to make the next right choice. You know, you can always be Anna in Frozen 2 and take the next right option, the next right emotional beat. And I think that that's what Ben is doing here. And Ben, in a lot of ways, again, has to learn from the specter of his father that's been living in his mind. Rey says, you've been replaying this over and over. And just like Han had to come back at the Battle of Yavin, Ben has to come back at the 11th hour here and prove that he is his father's son and he is his mother's son as well.
I gotta say, just as you were as surprised as you were when I mentioned Imagine Dragons, I never thought we were going to get Frozen 2 in this stream, but here we are.
Stay tuned. Stay tuned for my thesis on why Frozen 2 is the sequel trilogy.
For a hot second, I thought Alden was gonna say "Let It Go" somewhere, but
Yeah.
Frozen 1 is
close.
for kids. Frozen 2. Frozen 2 is where it's at.
I gotta say, it goes. I'll say this: it goes into the unknown for sure.
Oh.
Pitch. Okay. And then Marie, whenever you are ready, 3,
Okay.
2, 1, go.
Okay, so oh my gosh, it's just the way that this scene goes into the next scene with Padme and Anakin. You can see that he is so distraught by what he has done, and that he never he was this very kind, very loving child, and then
I will say I really respect all of you because all of you are more observant of the timer than the last group was, I think. Not saying not this in the last group, but like I remember specifically people were like I
Who
had
was
to
in the
like
last group?
Start naming names.
Can we shade them? Yeah.
Kenley and muted himself again.
Are you muted intentionally? Or not intentionally?
No.
Unironically, he is muted.
We will unironically argue for and against the muting of Eli.
Oh wait, we still can't hear you.
Can't hear you,
Yeah.
pal.
You're unmuted here, but your mic is muted.
There
You're
we
back.
go.
There we
go.
There you go. There you go.
from Outer Rim Raves. It was Pris from Fanatic Media, and it was who else was the other one? Connor from Nerd Academy Podcast. Those were the last. Those were the other four.
Got it.
Solid people right there. Solid.
Why can't I hear any of you?
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
How about
Oh
now?
no.
Can you
How
hear
about
us? Testing.
Oh wait,
testing.
okay, that's weird. Wait, what?
What?
Okay, that's why. Sorry,
You're back? You're back.
All right, you got us?
they just turned off for some reason. Yeah, they just turned off
All
for
good.
some reason. That was fun. Okay, we're good. Yeah, so yeah, I'm gonna go with Hey Kid. As Mando squeaks the toy.
Yeah, with approval.
Oh man, yeah, I'll go with Hey Kid as well. I'll have to go with Hey Kid.
Yeah, I'm also going, hey kid.
This is a tough call though. Like it's really hard.
I'm gonna do Anakin couldn't save his mother. But
That's Hey Kid advancing. Next we have Nessa with Order 66, and I'm jumping in to do You Are My Brother, Anakin.
God,
You want to go first? You want me to?
you can go first.
Okay. We're arguing pain versus pain here.
Yeah.
Okay, let's be real. 3, 2, 1. Obi-Wan delivers a manifesto about what Anakin was supposed to be. He was supposed to destroy the Sith, not join them, bring balance to the Force, not leave it in darkness. You can see Obi-Wan's broken spirit. You can see, in my opinion, Ewan McGregor's best scene acted in Star Wars. You can see the just emotion pouring down Obi-Wan's face as he realized what he did and, most importantly, what he didn't do. Okay, Nessa, in 3, 2, 1.
Order 66 is a tide that we keep getting knocked down over and saying thank you. Like, this is a scene where it can play out over so many different kinds of media. Order 66 in and of itself is a tapestry. I've always referred to Star Wars as a tapestry of a story. Order 66 is the middle of it. This entire thing just speaks to like a horrible experience, and it colors everything else that comes afterwards, and we can keep living it again and again and again.
So
How
the
was
moment-
Alden not the person to say tapestry on this
I'm
line?
I know. No. So
That is the
literally,
most
I don't know
shocking
if-
thing in this entire live stream.
So true.
Absolutely. My thing is like I had the scene in my head from The Mandalorian in that first. I can bring you in warm, or I can bring you in cold. That's my line.
I legitimately heard the word tapestry and I reacted.
It was like the laser eyes meme, you know, like his eyes light up.
I felt so seen. I'm at the point now where I tell people to drink when they hear tapestry on my show.
We're kindred.
Truly.
This
Good
is
episode.
probably
Good
this is
episode.
probably the hardest one to pick right now. In all honesty, like these are two scenes that
Yeah.
they go together almost if you really think about it. Like
Yeah.
Order 66, then we move into this whole Anakin and Obi-Wan scene. Like this is just oh my god. God, this is so hard. I don't even know what to choose. I don't. This is a hard one.
I think I'm gonna go with Mustafar.
Okay.
Just because it hones in on one specific moment.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go 66. It's hard.
This is hard. Yeah, this is really hard.
I mean, no matter who wins, he wins. No matter who
Yeah.
loses,
Yeah.
he loses.
Yeah.
So I can. Whatever.
Man, I don't want to do this.
Right. That's exactly what I'm telling myself. I'm like, I can't choose.
This is difficult, but I feel like I have to go with Order 66.
Oh god.
My thing is like, I'm like, it might be easier for like me to pick in my head if we went off the better music. Damn it, no! The music in both
No.
scenes are so good.
So I got. Oh. I'm going with my gut. I'm going with You Are My Brother, Anakin. I think Order 66 leads into this moment, to that moment of Anakin and obviously Obi-Wan's fight on Mustafar. And it's like the culmination of Order 66 and like the direct like reason why they are fighting. Like this is just it's I gotta go with that. I gotta go with Anakin. You are my brother. You were my brother.
So I think this is going to the junkyard, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
Blue Order 66 for Magito. Red is You're My Brother for Mustafar.
Yeah, Mustafar.
Yeah, I was thinking, yeah.
And banana means that
And banana means that we're all screwed here.
Yeah.
and
Blue.
that's a blue.
Yeah.
God,
that's such a tough. Honestly,
Now I'm
those-
just seeing Ayla.
66.
Now I'm just seeing Ayla Secura's dead body in my head. Like the pan up to the rock and like.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a tough
Okay.
one. Tough one.
Next we have Shmi and Qui-Gon, our dark horse versus the dark horse versus the dark cave.
Yes.
Davor and Alden. Who wants to go first for this one?
You can go, Alden.
All right. So we're back to this dang
3,
cave.
2, 1, go.
I think that the thing about the cave that I haven't touched on yet is the immense visual storytelling. I mean, there are a few shots as chilling as Luke's petrified face appearing inside of the Vader helmet to represent all of these themes about what you will become. I mean, what will you become is in the Rogue One teaser. What will you become is a theme of Rebels. What will you become is a theme of The Mandalorian. And all of these things about how we have to choose to be our better selves permeates Star Wars. And Luke was the first hero that had to face that choice.
Davor, go ahead.
All
3,
right.
2, 1, go.
I'm just going to talk about two headcanons. First, I will touch on the Shmi-Gon of it all. I genuinely think it is very tender. I think the performance there is really good. Like, you do feel as though, like, they have this long, like, deep connection, even though They've just met. Secondhand canon, and no one can take this away from me. When Qui-Gon asks her who was his father, I'm convinced he was bracing himself for her to say Rael Averross. Genuinely, he was ready for it.
Okay, that did not go in the direction I thought it was going to go. I gotta just do
Qui-Gon's
something.
like, young mother, left alone. This reeks of Rael.
Right.
I did not see it going this far. I'll go Shmigon.
Yeah.
To hell with it. I'll go with Shmigon.
Yeah, I gotta do
I wanna
this.
let it ride.
I don't think anyone's gonna be surprised about this. I am, of course, going to be choosing the Dark Side Cave.
Shmigon.
I'm going with the Dark Side Cave. I love
Oh
it.
my god!
Oh,
Going
we're
to the
going to the
junkyard.
junkyard.
And recall, which scene takes place closer to the junkyard?
Shmigon.
Shmigon.
If the board wins this tournament over like ties, and like I'm going to just like to like you and Andrew are gonna be like
I think Red, his mother.
Red his mother.
Yeah, red is
Red
mother.
is
That's a
mo-
good call. Good call. Oh,
oh my god! I'm
Crazy. So funny. That's
No,
crazy.
I
Nice.
refuse.
The Dark
Wow.
Horse rides. This is amazing stuff.
Wow.
I haven't
Thor is
felt-
carving a highway to hell through this thing.
I
Wow.
haven't
no.
felt this amount of hope since the 2020.
There's like a 16 seed going all the
Yeah.
way, baby.
Be
Let's
gone
go.
forever, everybody. Put it on Twitter. Put it on Instagram.
Listen, if
Be
Shmigon
gone.
wins, that means it's canon.
It
Like,
is,
that's-
yes.
I don't care.
We are manifesting.
Hey Connor,
this shit.
get out the meme because I know you love that meme of Daniel Jose Older. Done. Cannon.
Dude, it's canon.
Okay, we have I'm Your Father versus Rey is all Jedi. Know
Ooh.
that whoever wins is going to face up against the glorious Shmigon.
The Dark Horse. Oh god. So I know that's me and who's the...
Me.
Oh, fine.
That's you and Marie.
Yeah.
Okay, whoever wants to go first.
Marie, I'll go first. I know you,
Okay.
you usually go first. I'll go first. What the hell? Why not? Let me know, Eli.
3, 2, 1, go.
I think what we don't talk about, and I haven't talked about I Am Your Father, is the cliffhanger that it was for the entire fan base at that point. I mean, this is the second movie of this trilogy, and you leave it on a cliffhanger like that, and they had to wait 3 years. Imagine waiting 3 years to get the answer of, is that his father? Is that his dad? Or was he lying to Luke Skywalker? And then the moment of Luke hanging, listening to his father is amazing stuff.
Okay. Marie, whenever you're ready.
Okay.
Go.
So this whole scene just leaves me utterly in awe, visually, emotionally, and mentally. And while I Am Your Father is a great scene, it's not nearly as visually encompassing and visually loud and beautiful as the Rey is all the Jedi scene. And I'll go with that.
Okay, great. With 3 seconds left, I think I'm going with, in a shock, I think to a few people, I'm going with Rey's All the Jedi.
It's a good choice.
I'm writing this.
I am also going to say Rey is all the Jedi.
I am too. Sticking with it.
I'm going with I Am Your Father.
I just want to note, for all of you Rise of Skywalker skeptics out there, not saying this proves anything, we have 2 Rise of Skywalker scenes in the final 4. That's incredible.
Nice.
But look, I don't think that Ray scene, as good as it is, going to make it far because it has to go up against Shmigon.
Well, my goal is to,
So
my goal is to
I-
wear a Ryan Johnson hat and support Rise and just make people.
I mean, you know, like we got stuff
Feel
supporting all
confused.
3 movies because we're all doing Rise of Skywalker stuff. You have Last Jedi, I have Force Awakens. You know, it all matches up. What do we have in our final? We have Hey Kid versus Order 66.
All right, I gotta take a bathroom break. I'll be right back.
Okay, absolutely.
That gives me
Jedi
time to
versus-
tweet about Shmigon.
Yeah, Shmigon is what we've learned from this stream is that Shmigon is love, and Shmigon is life.
All right, everybody, feel free to go retweet that bad boy.
Yeah. So we have no one is repeating in the final 4. Let's see who is. So Lauren is officially out of the tournament. I've been out for a while, so it's down to the 4 of you.
I'm still arguing for clones. It's been my
Yeah.
goal my whole life.
You're on fire. You had a singular goal and you achieved it.
It's true. Soon I will be able to fade into a Force ghost.
So
Yeah. Okay. If when Lauren gets back, who wants to go first? Alden or Nessa? Who wants to go first for the?
I think I lobbed it back to you last time, so I can go first.
okay,
We'll just keep playing fair.
yes, that works.
And then Marie and Davor. Who wants to go first for that other?
I'll go first.
Okay.
Okay. So Marie's going first, and Alden's going first when Lauren gets back. Yeah. Look, all we know is, you know, everybody's into Raylo. That's fine. That's totally cool. Everyone who's into Finpo, that's fine. That's totally cool. Everybody's into, like, you know, the Ginger Rose stuff. That's cool. Shmigon, though. That's elite.
Shmigon.
That is just elite out here. Okay, Lauren, so I regret to inform you, you have been the second person who has been booted from this tournament. It's the final 4, the 4 people around you. We have, but you still, of course, get to vote on stuff. Hey Kid versus Order 66.
Oh my god. Now
Yeah.
it's gonna be hard. This is gonna be
Pain.
voting.
So much
Voting
pain.
is gonna be hard now. Yeah.
And I think Alden's first on this one, so whenever you're ready.
Nope, I'm going first.
No, she's going.
Oh, Nessa's going first. Okay. Nessa, go.
All right, we've talked so many times about how this is like a set of scenes that we can live over and over and over again. But just getting back to the heart of what Order 66 is, this scene and collection of scenes really exploits this like deep fear that we have in ourselves that like the people we love most, we can't trust them. That all of this deep trust that we've put in these like beloved colleagues, peers, whatever word you want to use, is misplaced. And now those guns that they've commanded for so long are pointed directly at them.
That was the weirdest sensation. So my phone just turned off as the alarm was going off. That was weird. Okay. Alden, when you're ready. Go.
Now, the thing about Hey Kid that I haven't touched on so far is just this ability for Star Wars to be about so many different kinds of families. And here we have the father reaching out to the son again, in a way, reverberating throughout his life from Force Awakens to here, the beautiful inverse of the son reaching out to the father. This closes that loop that starts with Luke and Vader, and this puts it in the hands of Han, an ordinary man who didn't have the Force.
Okay. Is anybody? So everyone, I just want to get your feeling on this. Pain or pain? Yeah. You must choose. Hey Kid for me. But yeah.
I'll go Order 66 for me.
Order 66.
66.
Ooh.
Well, Hey Kid just got executed Order 66 on. I swear.
That was beautiful.
Okay.
That was
Here we
beautiful.
go.
Well done.
Well
done.
played. Well played.
Going first this time is Marie for Rey is all of those Jedi. 3,
Okay.
2, 1, go.
I love how at the beginning of the movie she tries to do that. She tries to say, be with me, and no one responds. And then once she has accepted her reality and accepted her destiny, they're able to actually respond to her. They respond to her and they help her. So it shows a progression in her character development as the movie goes on.
Okay. And then we got who's the next one? I think that's Davor. Right?
That's me.
Oh, Shmigon, the almighty Shmigon.
Yeah.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, go.
A little bit of a hot take for this one. So, there's a lot of assumption in the
Another
fandom
one?
about how things would have gone differently for Anakin had Qui-Gon been his master. However, there is this line where he tells Shmi, had he been born under the Republic, we would have identified him earlier. So he's basically saying, hey, if you'd been born in the Republic, we'd have taken him from you a long time ago. And he also has that line to Anakin where he says, even if you succeed, it's a hard life. So I think even though Qui-Gon is not an institutionalist, I think this scene is revealing like he does have a certain commitment to the principles of the Jedi Order that I think make him somewhat less flexible than we think.
I'm gonna just cut to the chase here. I'm sorry, Shmigon, I'm shooting you down. Race all the Jedi.
Yeah. I also very, very, very regretfully have to vote against Shmigon. Something I did not ever want to do. But here we are. I have to go with Rey.
I'm also gonna go with Rey. I just love this scene, and like you said, it's a beautiful moment of character growth in like a single movie. It's very well done.
For ceremonial
sorry,
purposes,
Shmigon.
I will say Shmigon. Just
Thank you, Lauren.
just to give it a vote.
Thank you, Lauren.
Deserves it. It deserves
Thank
it.
you.
And I want it to live on. So there we go. The real ones know.
All right.
Listen, that was a 16 seed making it to the Final
Yeah.
Four, kids.
Yeah.
We got
Wow, that
was a ride.
everyone give it up for Shmigon.
Yeah.
Everybody give it up.
Woo!
That was a bracket buster. Wow, that
Yeah, it
was
was.
I never
They're
expected.
gonna tell stories about what happened.
Yeah,
Yes,
this
they
is,
will.
There's stories about what happened. It's true.
there's going to be legends of this
all of it.
story.
Shmigon was undefeated for so long.
Okay, here we go. Final matchup.
Wow, this is a good one, man.
This is a
All of
really
the
good
Jedi.
matchup.
God.
Versus Order 66. I gotta say, I'm like, I was worried when this was starting. I'm like, we're doing a lot of really bad stuff. This is a pretty like not bad scenes, but like very sad scenes. But I'm like, this is actually pretty cool. Okay.
Yeah.
Who wants to go first on this one? Marie or Nessa is our final matchup.
This is tough.
Well, like no.
I'll go first. I'll go first.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, go.
I feel like I've already said everything that I wanted to say about this scene. I basically, I will say this. I clipped it and made it just like had the only that part of the movie clipped, and it just makes an incredible like little video. It's just, oh god, I just can't say enough about how much this scene means to me as someone who did not like Rey all that much to begin with and then loves her now.
Okay, Nessa, just do it. Okay, go.
Do it.
I'm here with another slice of sad chocolate cake. This scene, I have to be myself. I have to talk about what I love. We sometimes forget to address how bad Order 66 is for the clones as well. This is a scene of their entire individuality and self being stripped away, locked behind a wall in their own heads. And they're turning on people that, for some of them, they love them. For some of them, they would die for them. For some of them, you know, like the Jedi were so integral to their selves.
Sorry,
and even
that was
taken from them.
the timer was supposed to go off, but I got another alert on my phone that disrupted it for a few seconds. Okay, what is everyone? I'll just go on this one. Hope over fear, light over dark, raise all the Jedi over Order 66.
I'm picking Rey as well, and it is because of everything that has been said about this scene. This scene to me is the extension. A lot of people accuse this third act of being a rehash of Return of the Jedi, and I say this with the utmost kindness. They're wrong. That is, they are empirically wrong. Luke has to go all the way to the edge and teeter on darkness, and it's the love between them that forces him back and that pulls him back. Rey never ever chooses that. She refuses to hate. She never gets close. She builds upon the lessons of Luke, Leia, and everyone that came before her, and she never even strikes in the third act of this film. She only deflects blaster fire. She only deflects lightning. This is it, and that's why they reach out to her, because she is all of them.
I can't.
I swear to God.
decide. This is hard. This is really hard.
Can I say something else while Lauren is deliberating?
Yeah, go ahead. I'm pondering.
I will say this for the opposition, and this sounds like a joke, but I don't mean it like a joke. Aside from Rey and maybe Ahsoka and Obi-Wan Kenobi, there is another name that should be up there with the greatest pure Jedi Knights of all time, and that is Little Source Bandim, that steps up to Anakin and says, Master Skywalker, what are we going to do? Because that is not cowering. That is, we're hiding. We need to hide. We're not safe. But when the moment comes, he steps up and he's ready to help. And it was because he was open and approached Anakin that he was the first one to go down. He died on the metaphorical sword. So shout out to swords.
Let's talk about Ross Speedman and that Oscar-winning performance. And I'm not saying that ironically or jokingly at all. I'm like that. It was one line.
That's terrifying.
God, this is so hard. I guess this is where I'm at with it. So obviously, Order 66 was like the beginning of, I think, this huge journey for Anakin and for a lot of other characters, clones included, their whole identity. This was, the culmination of the Clone Wars. It ends in Order 66. Like, this is just, it's a lot to take in. But I think what Rey's ending with all the Jedi, I think, is just a wrap up of everything within the saga. So I'll have to go Rey's all the Jedi moment, just because it just kind of wraps everything up from characters we've known before and that we saw in the past to this new character of Rey. So I'll have to go Rey.
I'm gonna vote 66. I'm going with the sad.
And Rey's All the Jedi has won the bracket. Marie has won our third bracket. Well done, everybody. Now before we go,
it gets a Dumbledore clap as well.
Dumbledore clap. Before everybody goes, quick go around. I'll start with you, Davor, and then we'll go around. Plug your stuff.
All right, so I host A Larger View of the Force, a Star Wars podcast. You can find that streaming pretty much anywhere you get your podcast. And then, as you can see, if you're watching this with a little name tag, you can follow the show on Twitter at A Larger View Pod.
Nessa, go ahead.
I forgot to put a little tag on mine, but I write for Project Stardust. I'm a senior editor there, and I also make enamel pins for fandom. You can find us at Liminal Pins on Gmail and on Twitter. I'm sorry, Gmail. Instagram and Twitter.
Alden, go ahead.
I'm currently locked out of my personal Twitter account, which is kind of annoying, but so you can find me at
Where?
Radio.
You're back.
AHCHTO Radio. It's 3 shows. I'll make it very quick. It's Octo Radio proper, the main show. That's me doing one-on-one Star Wars interviews with different people. There's the Mandatorian Creed, hosted by Tori Fox, where she takes different Star Wars topics and does these multi-part deep dives. And we recently did a one-off episode together. And then there's also a rewatch Between Worlds, where we are going back through all of Star Wars Rebels and the Rebels Recons and doing a deep dive analysis on that. You can also find me on the One and Done Film Club, where we talk about all your franchises by picking one entry in the franchise to represent the entire thing. And yeah, I don't know. Find me elsewhere. I don't know. Do your thing.
Is that me next?
Lauren, go ahead.
Me?
Yeah.
Okay. First of all, this was a lot of fun, Eli. So thanks for having me on. I think everybody else
Yes.
agree with that.
Yes.
So
Yeah, thank
Thank you for
you.
coming
very
on
much.
it.
This
Thank
was
you.
It was
awesome.
a lot of fun. A lot of laughs were had. Shmigon, we will tweet that out, and it will live on. The real ones will know. I will tweet that out and tag you all in it. No, but yeah, you guys can follow me. I do the Galactic Podcast. We do a weekly show on various topics within the galaxy. We are on Twitter on the Galactic Pod, and we're on Apple Pod, Google Play, Spotify as well. And I also do a purely geeky podcast called the Geek Broadcast. We talk about everything from Marvel, DC, everything in between, Stranger Things, all of it. So we are at the on Twitter at Geek Broads Pod, and we are on all the major platforms for that as well. And you can follow
There
me
you
at
go.
Low Ro Nose on Twitter.
There you go.
Yeah, you can follow me at Alia Morgaine on Twitter. And I have Afra's Artifacts on YouTube, which is a queer Star Wars podcast. And then I write a review blog, the Star Wars Review.blogspot.com, where I review everything, including children's books. So yeah, that's my stuff. And I'm on Tumbling Saber every month or so, once a month or so.
Thank you so much, everyone, for joining me for this very long but very fun stream. You can find In a Galaxy on Twitter at In a Galaxy Pod, Instagram at Star Wars In a Galaxy. You can listen to us on Spotify, Anchor, Breaker, wherever you listen to your podcasts. We'll be there. Next week, Jacob and I will be recording in person as well. Hi, Amanda. What's going on? And we will be recording. I cannot stop calling it like this, but we're recording. We're going on a trip in a favorite rocket ship. We're doing the Jedi Little Einsteins, the Youngling arc from season 5 of Star Wars, The Clone Wars.
Oh,
And we're very excited to do that. But in the meantime, may the Force be with you always.